Don't.
Milk turns into cream or butter. You don't turn butter into cream.
And hide behind something.
Oh my God! One of the toys just moved and jumped off a shelf. You know it's in VR?
Oh, will. It's in Italian.
I thought about the gushing aircon, but yeah, let's go back to the hand job. Fan. Not a fan. That's not a
Hilarious.
Oh, William, it's flooding. And there's fucking flies everywhere. Oh, they're gonna touch eyes.
Like, if you're being sued or blackmailed,
No!
call BuriBuri.
You're a trained television professional. I'm a fucking nobody.
This guy.
I got put on this couch against my will,
Say it all.
and I'm here, and I will copy whatever I fucking need to survive the night.
It's in Italian.
Buongiorno.
Back Pocket. It's Thursday, the 17th of February. You're watching Back Pocket coming at you live from the Loki Studios, starring Stephanie Van Dixon,
Hello.
Peter Burns,
What's cracking?
Little Will, Big Gus,
Buongiorno.
and me, Nick Boy Richardson, coming at you live from the Loki Studios. It's Stephanie Van Dixon. Tonight on the show, we tell tales from the galaxy's edge of punishments for crimes and the destiny of our Carborg kings as they burn to cinders in an infernex, previously hidden but no longer, because there are no uncharted waters as we search for the lost ark by wading into the Forbidden West, which is still recovering from its second extinction. And you know what, guys? I have a feeling
You missed one.
this could be our best show yet.
Finest work ever.
What did I miss?
I threw one in there too that I'll talk about later, but I don't know if it was in there.
Infernex?
Yeah.
I said the words Infernex.
I missed it entirely.
You have no idea how difficult it was to incorporate the word Infernex into this.
That's his finest achievement.
Not a real word.
I have a feeling this could be our best show yet.
What gives you that
Oh,
feeling?
yeah?
That feeling came from the 2 days ago. I woke up one morning and I went, you know what I'm going to do at the start of every Back Pocket episode? Say, I think this will be our best show.
Nice.
this
The
is the
power of
first one.
positive thinking.
I think so as well. I'm excited to be here with everyone.
I was just thinking that next week I want to write that thing, but you say it still.
Oh, I like
that's
that.
fun.
Because A, it'll be funny, and B, I hate writing it.
That's less work. That's less work.
Why don't I do it every time? I just want to do it like one time.
Yeah.
Pass
okay.
it down the line. We'll all give it a go, and then we'll realize we're sick of it, and we'll hand it back to you.
Yeah.
Good.
Done.
It's one of those things. You know what? Let's talk about this.
Okay.
It's one of those things that's like, it's never really funny.
I agree.
It's kind of like, it's not even clever.
I also
agree.
But it's one of those things where it's like, too much time goes into it because it feels like it should be good, but it can never be good because of inherently what it is.
I think with the clapping behind it, all that needs to be there is the sheer volume of words that you put there.
Yeah.
It could be any word.
That's
Just
true.
start ranting
But I
about
think
anything.
This is a
also-
good tip for you. It could
Also,
be any
too,
word.
because I don't pay attention to anything and I have no idea what anyone's been playing or what games are out and stuff like that, even though I read the list of games that are coming out each week.
The game this week, you didn't
game
even know you
planner.
had.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I think it's fun to be able to listen out for the words that are like, oh, that's the game.
Infernex. Infernex. Whatever.
That's
the
not
hell.
a word.
We respect it more than anything, says Middo Fanfare. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm going to assume it's that little bit of business at the top of the show.
You know who we respect?
Oh, yeah?
Everyone watching and people giving gift subs.
Oh, yeah. BuriBuri
BuriBuri.
giving gift subs.
All over it.
Agent
Love it.
Triple B giving gift subs. Coastal City gave a gift sub.
Of course he is.
Coastal.
What a cutie.
You're such a back pocket cuck. Right?
I know that word sounds. That word
No?
sounds.
No good?
I don't like
I mean
that.
that in a loving way.
necessary.
No?
I think
Oh, is this another apology
Huck
episode for
goes
Nick?
into the same box as simp, I think. It's those
Oh, I meant simp. I meant the word simp.
Simp. Yeah,
I
yeah,
accidentally
yeah.
said cuck, but I meant
Yeah.
simp.
I said
He's a
Infinex.
simp.
well, they're both bad.
Coastal City, you're a
And
simp.
I
But a
feel
beautiful
like
simp.
it's very rare that you can incorporate those words into a sentence and have it not be a bit cringy.
We'll put it into next intro next week. When
Nicro
you
says,
tried
look,
to
I'm a
invent
cuck,
cucks
but we
as you
don't
like.
call it
I
out.
will.
So
Yeah,
Nicro's proud, but quiet.
Nicro would get called anything.
Please look at my shirt. You can't see it because this stupid microphone is always in the way.
You know what you could do? Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's perfect height. That's good.
Cute, huh?
Yeah. Where did that come from?
It was an Instagram ad. It was a Australian company called Squash. SKWOSH. Squash.
Can I ask?
And they have all kinds of
I like it.
Australian-isms printed on T-shirts.
Okay.
Can I ask, how much research do you do into a company that is selling something on Instagram? Because it's a real dice roll about whether or not you get that thing. Like,
Totally.
what's the minimum amount of followers that thing needs to have to go, I'll buy this?
It's not about followers. You have to kind of the telltale signs are if it on the website all of the items have $150 slashed now $70.
Yep.
Every single item.
Yep.
Red flag.
Red flag.
If it's the same model wearing the same outfit, but they've just digitally changed the color.
Red flag.
Red flag. If it looks like the site is based in an Asian country, but all of the models come from some Californian website
Big red flag.
where they have just stolen the pictures and then copied the design and then sold it. The same thing in polyester.
My issue less to do with Instagram, buying cat toys and accessories where they when they Photoshop cats in at disproportionate sizes to the accessories. I've bought an auto feeder with a kitten next to it that makes the thing look like it's a high-rise building.
Yeah.
It's like, who did this? Or
I
it's
never
playing
check
with
the measurements of things. And there's stuff that has arrived that I'm like, oh, this is not the dimensions that I have thought it
there's
was
all the
gonna be.
surprise cats as well next to cat accessories, like a cat backpack.
Yeah, I've
Cat's
seen
like,
that cat stuff. I bought a jumper for Beck a couple of...
God damn it. I meant to do that.
I bought a jumper for Beck a couple of weeks ago, and it says, like, I'm always cold or something. Something about
yeah.
it's been cold.
Yeah.
Good one.
She has the blood of a snake. But
the humor of a father.
But I bought it, and then I went, oh, I didn't do any research as to whether or not this was. And I went to the page, and it had like 700 followers, and I was like, oh, I've been totally screwed. And then weeks went by, nothing came, and I was like, no. And then it turned up, and I was like, genuinely, this is the happiest I've been all year. Is that there's $70 that I spent on?
How happy was she when you gave it to her?
I gave it to her, and she was like, oh,
There it is.
But I'm not always cold anymore because we've got the aircon. I'm like, oh.
I can't fit that on a shirt.
I think the issue for me is that even when I recognize the site is one of those kind of dodgy ones, I'm like, it still looks really cool and I still want it. And like sometimes that stuff has arrived and it's been like shitty material, but like not that bad. And
Yeah,
like,
I bought the
can still
have you
wear
seen
it.
those like it's the mug I have, the like stone mug with a gradient on it and some carved hills and then a wooden handle.
yep.
It is in no way stone or wood. It is
Yeah.
like plastic and a different type of plastic.
Yeah, that's
it should
the thing.
not be microwaved.
That happens as well with Etsy. There's a lot of Etsy sellers that
Yeah.
make them that are just stealing other people's pictures from Etsy. And
What is it? It's not
selling-
shipping. Shipping's when you put fans together. Bot shipping, that thing where
What?
people buy. You know,
Oh,
it's called.
yes, it's called-
front drop shipping.
Drop shipping. Yeah. Where they buy a bunch of stuff off Alibaba and then sell it.
They don't even buy it. They just get
Ah.
things to redirect. So you buy it from their store and it buys it
Maybe.
automatically from Alibaba and sends it.
We should do that. That sounds like a real money.
awesome.
maker.
We're back to.
Yeah.
Because you love posting things.
He loves scamming.
No, but isn't the point?
Yeah,
We don't
you
need to
avoid all
post
that.
it. We avoid it. That's the beauty.
Yeah.
That's the beauty.
We should drop ship our merch.
We should drop. Yeah, well, that's
And-
what Ben is technically our drop shipper.
and we love him.
Ben
for
is
it.
currently sitting at a computer right now, drop shipping the hell out of some merch to send to people. All right.
Real hero.
Now, two things before we get to the talk about video games. Three things. First thing, welcome everybody. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Especially the cucks.
Yeah, especially them. Two, we in the last week, two very strange stories of people watching our show and other people knowing about the show.
Oh, yeah.
There was one viewer in the chat last week who said that a random plumber or electrician or something came by their house last week while we were watching. I believe they're in Western Australia, so like the time zone they're like a few hours back. And he walked into the living room and it's like, oh, you watch your back pocket. It's like, what? And then,
And if you're that random plumber and you're watching right now,
hey, buddy,
hi.
how you doing?
Hey.
Call the voicemail. Tell us
This is
that.
back pocket.
And the second one was Nano
Friend of the show and
Nano Jane says, especially the cucks. Hey, I got a shout out. Friend of the show and a lovely human being, Raj, was in hospital. It's nothing life threatening, but like
But he was going under.
he was going under. Like
Going
it was
under
happening, like
general
scary
anesthetic.
stuff.
Was having a surgical procedure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Penis reduction, you need to, it's full general.
Yeah, totally.
They put 2 tables out. There's just not enough room.
And so we do wish him all the best. He came through. Everything's good with that. Hopefully, moving forward. But so send good energy to Raj, even though he sends bad energy to you when the show's not
That's how you have to fight.
But he sent me a message And in fact, I should just get the message right here because it was amazing. And
And not to ruin what you're saying, but like,
No, please.
what he found out was happening in that moment where you start to go under, which I've remembered in the past. Like, I always try to stay awake as long as possible, but they're like, count backwards from 10 or whatever.
I
and
love
you're
that
like,
feeling.
Off I go.
Slipping
and-
into oblivion.
Yeah, I think when I did it once, I was doing it, and they went like, count back from 10, 9, 8.
You try to hold on to it for
and they
as
went,
long as you can.
oh, he's trying, and I was like,
Yeah.
Look at how pathetic he is. So he sent me a message last Friday and said, on the operating table last night, and the anaesthetist nurse goes, weird question. Are you Raj from Back Pocket? I think I said yes, then went into Twilight, but could hear her explaining Twitch to the surgeon afterwards. Which is pretty amazing. So a shout out to Emma, the anaesthetist assistant, and Raj said also the amazing team of Victoria's Ear and Nose Hospital.
Also, considering they realised who they were working on and how Kirsty is, and they're like, oh shit.
They had an opportunity to double the dose.
I did have once when I was I had like a corrective surgery on my foot.
Yeah.
And
What's wrong with the foot? Facing the wrong way?
no,
Two left feet?
one of my toes was pointing
Unsevered?
in, and it was like,
Oh.
Pigeon-toed.
No,
Seagull toad.
yeah. Anyway, they just they broke it and put a bunch of pins in it and set it straight.
Oh, okay. They meant to break it.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
good.
broke it on purpose.
Yeah, great.
But
It was great. Keyhole surgery. But while I was in there, thank you guys, keeping me on track. While I was in there, I'd like gotten into the gown, my butt is hanging out the back and I've got the little shower cap on and I was
Classic
like
gown moment.
slipping into the bed and I'd put the little socks on.
Wait, so you think you're going to bed?
Well,
Yeah, it's nappy time.
I like that you're doing it all
it's my
yourself.
favorite bit because you get into
With a
bed and
sleepy
then
hat?
they wheel you around the hospital and you're just walking past all these people and you're just kind of lying down there and they're like, how are you? And I'm like, good.
Do you have posters on the roof or not that kind of? That's probably like when you're a bit younger.
No.
I'm the hospital queen.
Yeah.
That cat
And
says
then-
hang in there.
And then I got in there and then they ask you the same questions like 1,000 times. And then the anaesthetist was like, I'm sorry, this is really awkward, but my kids are a huge fan of Spawn Point, and I was just wondering if I could get an autograph for them. And I have to ask you now because afterwards you're going to be really loopy from the anesthetic. So would that be okay? And I was like, I guess.
I also like
stuck
know
in
where to
bed.
go.
Just hanging out.
They know where do I go.
I feel very exposed.
I
Are you
was hoping
sure?
it was under as you went under. It's like all the best from
yeah.
$5. Get out of here.
And before we move, I was going to therapy with a particularly awful point in my life. And I sat down with a new therapist and was like, started talking. And then she was like, and how's work? And I go, oh, it's not bad, whatever. And I said something, it was when I was doing the roast, and I said something about something, and she goes, oh yeah, I saw that episode. And then she like referenced a line that I had said in the show. And I was like,
I can't see you anymore.
I'm never seeing you again. And I literally just like finished the session revealing no more personal information, and it just went, I invited someone else.
I can't believe she admitted to it.
That's what I thought was really
As
unprofessional.
a therapist,
yeah,
you would think that you would just keep that on the DL.
Anyway,
when I saw
I doxed her.
because the Blue Mountains is small. When I saw a therapist in the mountains, she was like, "So just like so obviously."
I'm also the baker.
Like
I'm also be the library.
We sort of, we keep things kind of pretty personal or whatever. She's like, however, if I encounter you out in public, if you want to say hello to me, that's fine. But I won't ever say hello to you unless you're with someone and you don't want to be
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
oh, there's my therapist or whatever. But it was such a weird interaction. And then I did see her out and I just didn't know what to do because I was like, do I say hi? Do I not say hi? What do I do? And I was
She's watching you going, oh, that's another,
this is going to be
another few
Do we-
months of session.
It's going to be
we-
a session and a half.
do we affect personas? Like,
She was basically going, so we're having an affair. Okay, cool. Now, the final thing before we get to the talk about the video games, and this is video game related, is the very kind people at PlayStation Australia have decided to hook us up with something that legally we can't accept. And so we're hooking you up with. And that is
We're drop shipping you.
Thank you very much, Gus. PlayStation Australia are drop shipping you a collector's edition. One person will win tonight. A collector's edition of Horizon Forbidden West. So this comes with the game and all the things you see on screen here. There's downloadable content. There is a special outfit for Aloy. There's that statue.
So there's a statue of, I can't read it, but it's like a Tuscator or something. But then I love that there's also a little Aloy statue you see just in front of
For
it, like
scale.
just for scale. So you've got to
But
try
that's
to
going
get
to be
lose
just
that
like the cat and cat feeder
Yes, she's massive. It's tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're actually
Life
the same
size. She's life
size.
size.
A tremor tusk, I'm being told. And I think, by all accounts, it's a PS4 and PS5. Like, it has...
Code for the game
Yes,
is
it
code
is
is for
not a
both.
PS5.
Yes.
Even
No, it is
PlayStation
not.
can't
The
drop
code
one
is
of
for
those.
both. Yeah.
So very kind of PlayStation to be able to provide our viewers with one of those collector's editions. We're going to be giving that away later on in the evening. You just need to stick around and be watching when we give it away for a chance to win. And we'll deal with that later. Okay. Are we ready for what could be our best show yet?
I think we're primed for
I
it.
feel there's a lot of pressure, but I feel hopeful.
You know what? I did think, I was like, I don't want to put too much pressure on it because what if it's like a list episode and everyone gets really angry? But then I feel like if it's by the 7th time, no one will take this seriously.
I also
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't sleep last night because I had to finish an edit, but I also had to go to the Uncharted premiere.
Yeah.
So my choice was finish the edit and sleep, or go to the Uncharted premiere and don't sleep and finish the edit. But it means that now I'm in a pretty crazy state
You're
of
good-
mind.
Oh, yeah.
Fun
You can top
could
last
just
week.
be-
I want lucid
Triple space.
firing from the hip, Steph, like last week. Go for it.
She's dead. She's gone.
From the sound of things, I reckon we'll get her for 2/3 of the show.
Yeah.
Last third will
Yeah.
just be right off a
It'll be looking across the couch saying, "I want to go home now."
totally.
well,
but while
a little
listening to
longer.
Rock DJ.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that later. Let's move on with the show with a little segment we like to call. Just saying. What's your big plan? God, we've really upped our. Presented by BuriBuri. BuriBuri. Presented by BuriBuri. BuriBuri. This is the first time I will say her name in the show. Of what I hear
Shan't be the love.
is many.
BuriBuris.
Exciting.
And we already say her name twice in theory. Well, I don't actually know, but I'm just assuming the name twice.
I think,
No,
I think it's
you can't
once.
shorthand it.
Yeah.
Well, I think
It's like you go to Wagga Wagga, but you can say I go to Wagga, but
we can't say Buri?
you're not saying the full name. If you're saying Buri, you're saying half.
You're saying half the name.
correct
Okay,
me if I'm
yeah.
wrong, and I could be totally, but I think in like when it's Wagga Wagga, doesn't that mean it's like a bigger version of what that word means?
Could.
In Indigenous language? Like
Could be.
is
Sure,
it-
could be.
So using it twice increase is because it's a larger size.
We're not saying that about you, though, BuriBuri. You're
Her
perfect the way you are.
Her
No,
presence,
but-
spirit, and generosity.
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Buri.
Salsa says yep.
Yep.
There we go.
It's
And
like
Salsa is always right. So
it's
That's
like
true.
Gus.
True fact.
It's like the Killers' song "Mr. Brightside."
It gets better every time you hear it.
That if you only sung, even though it is the same song, it's the same song sung twice back to back. If you just sung half of it, you would still only be singing half the song. The full song is twice.
Is it?
Yeah.
I should listen to that again.
It's just they like
Is
I
it
said
verse,
this at the
chorus,
time.
verse, chorus. You're like,
It's
oh,
just
same song.
It's verse, chorus, and then the same verse, and then the same chorus. And really, it's like the Killers sat there and went, "What if we wrote a song so good that we just went, you know what? Let's just sing it twice."
That's half the appeal of why it is so broadly appealing. People are like, "Oh, I know every word." It's like, well, you know half the words.
So people
God,
are saying
it's
it's not large, it's many. So
it's many
Nicrotex
birds.
says Wagga is crow and Wagga Wagga is crows.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Not a huge fucking crow.
I'm going to look this up. That's interesting. An interesting way of dealing with language of just repeating the thing twice means that there's a lot of them. It makes way more sense than a lot of the pluralizing we have
That is
in
true.
English.
Yeah.
So I like that. So let's do that. We have many games to talk about. I should have said
Game, singular.
We have games.
We have game. All right, kick us off. BuriBuri's a lawyer. Kick us off, Steph.
So, it's January 25th.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
What?
An email arrives in my inbox.
January 25th?
Yes, January 25th. An email
are you
arrives in my inbox, and I'm like, oh, PR email. Next. And little did I know, the email read, here is your Horizon Forbidden West
Review.
preview code. Sats has been sitting there. And it wasn't until a few days ago that I got another email saying,
Bump.
saying there is a day one patch for your review copy of Horizon Forbidden West. Please download it. And I was like, I have a review copy of Horizon Forbidden West. And then I searched in my email and I was like, from January 25th. So
Unbelievable.
that happened.
Unbelievable.
But I started playing it today.
Fair enough. We're closer to when everyone else is going to play.
Yeah. The day before it comes out tomorrow. But yeah, I played, I really loved Horizon Zero Dawn. As we were discussing last week when we were doing our shame shave, I didn't play Legend of Zelda. Someone remind me in the chat because I chose to play Horizon Zero Dawn instead, and I really enjoyed it. Ashley Birch is the voice actor for Aloy. It's a really cool open world action adventure fantasy sci-fi game. It had a cool mystery to it.
It was fresh IP too. That was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Very rare.
yeah, and just cool main protagonist as well. Just really awesome.
Can I just, you said while you were playing it today, you said the genre of it, and it was like the combination, what do you call it? Like primal punk, something primal tribal punk tech, something.
Oh,
and
I was referring to the fashion, Gus.
Oh, okay, right. But whatever you used, I was like, that sums it up beautifully.
Yeah, it was like
Tribal tech punk.
tribal tech, I think was what I said. So it's really cool. It's I would say once you get over the like heart-stoppingly beautiful visual nature of it, like it's so beautiful. I'm playing it on PS5. I've got optimized for
Performance?
visual. What do you?
Oh,
Visual?
really?
Oh,
Yep.
right.
So 30 frames, but 4K and all the draw distance.
Yeah. And it just looks so stunning. Like the lighting and big open world games that really try to kind of push hard on making every nature scenery thing that you encounter just the most beautiful version of anything you've ever seen. It's just so exciting to me as a world to spend time in. Like I played so much New World, even though it was a shitty MMO, just because I liked being there.
It was.
And I can already tell with this game, it's just like, even if the gameplay was shit, which is not, it's amazing from what I've played. It's just a place that I just want to be in forever because it's so fucking beautiful.
Apparently it looks amazing on PS4 too, from all accounts. Like it's
Man.
running really
And
well.
it has a photo mode, and it's just like I've already wasted so much time in the fucking photo mode because it's just like I walk through a beautiful stream and you can see all the coloured stones underneath, and the water texture is perfect, and there's light filtering through the trees, and there's particles and dust.
That
and
was something
There's
that
butterflies. Like
Yeah. The first game struggled with water. The first game did not do good water. And when I walked in here and I looked and you were in the middle of taking a photo, I looked at the water, I'm like, oh my God, it's incredible.
I will say, for a game this beautiful, I'm sad it doesn't have the photo mode that Ghost of Tsushima had. That's the best photo mode I've ever used in any game ever. That gave you all of the animations and particle effects that you could play with. And I wish this had that. This is actually, as a photo mode goes, quite limited. Like, I would say you don't even have great free cam. Like I really want to take like low down shots and stuff from foot level, and I can't get that low and stuff, so that's kind of annoying.
The one that orbits a character and can't get around foot stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like stuck to me. Like just want to
But it does have, you can put her in like a range of like 20 different poses, including like diving and jumping and sitting. She even does this.
So you've played
The photo
maybe,
mode.
yeah, you've just played the photo mode.
No, I will get to that. I'm just saying, like, let's cover visuals
Stephen
first.
does this?
Because Stephen does this. Let's just cover visuals first
10 out of
because
10.
it's like, it's stunning to look
It
at.
is incredible to look at.
Gameplay. It throws you right in at the start, pretty much picking up where the last game left off.
Oh, like
Not-
close?
Not immediately, but it's like a thing happens and then she kind of bails because she's, you know, one of those kinds of warriors who just
I'm a
can't
wanderer.
handle too much.
Yeah.
You know, and people really are like, yay, Aloy, because she's such a badass and she has, you know, trouble dealing with the fame. So she's a Lone Ranger who just kind of melts back into the forest.
No, that feels.
So the first kind of gameplay that you're put into in this is very stealth focused.
Yep.
And I would say that I'm sure it's going to open up into a very broad range of different types of gameplay, but at the moment it feels very Assassin's Creed.
I was going to say, because the first game did that, where it really started off stealth. Are you on like Tutorial Island? Like, do you feel, are you in a self-contained area?
I
at the
have
moment?
left tutorial.
Okay, you've headed west.
Yes, I've
Yeah,
headed
okay, cool.
west.
And also, was that how long are we talking of like an opening cinematic of a catch up? Are you watching a movie for like 20 minutes or is it pretty
Oh
quick
yeah,
in
so that's
gameplay?
I should have mentioned that as well. You get a really decent previously on
catch up?
told to you by Commander Zavala. And so he gives you the full like story beats, everything.
Lance Reddick, but from Destiny.
Yeah.
That's his character in Destiny.
yeah. The voice is like, that's the butler. He's like, Aloy.
He really does
don't
just play.
understand.
He really does just play himself in different games.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
That cool.
Totally.
in real life,
But he
you're
looks
you
like
could
him
put that in a
in
video
this.
game.
totally.
Like they've used his likeness in this.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they haven't done that for Ashley Birch. She's completely different, but they've just copied and pasted Lance Reddick because he looks that awesome. They're like,
Green
you don't need
Tornado.
another face. Your own face is so great. Why would we change it?
Green Tornado, thank you so much for the subs.
Thanks for the hype
amazing.
train that's just blasting away while we're like, Steph's trying very hard not to talk about photo mode, and it's like
know.
quietly trying to whisper. Just
It's so beautiful. But I also, the reason why I wanted to go on about photo mode is also because I remember at PAX one year, they had a whole art exhibition, like a beautiful art exhibition just of prints of photos that people had taken in this game, and they were like artistic masterpieces. Like they were
right.
so beautiful. It was
Yeah.
like a gallery of just stunning photography, and it was all done in the photo mode. So you get a good previously on that kind of catches you up in the story. It's still a little bit like, if you are going to skip the first game and you just want to dive into this, I'd still watch some videos. Because there's a lot.
I watched a couple of days ago. IGN have one, GameSpot have one. I watched the IGN one of like everything that happened in Horizon, the first one. It's like 19 minutes long.
Yeah.
But a very good wrap up of everything that happens in that game.
Yeah.
Of really setting you up for like, right, okay, I feel like I can totally jump into this.
cool.
Yeah, because the basic premise of this world is that it's like future Earth and something has happened, and now the current sort of society that exists doesn't really remember the before time people or understand what happened, what the catalyst was to make the world this way. And there are these kind of machine animals that live within the world.
They have a name, the machine animal. They call them like
They do.
technas or something. Or
I can't remember what it is.
I can't
I
remember
have
what it is
not
either.
played the first game.
So you're kind of thrown into to a very kind of stealth-focused thing to begin with. And there are a lot more climby, jumpy puzzle things that you're doing in this, which is, again, why it felt it's a lot of parkour and mantling, very Uncharted style, like things breaking all the time when you're like trying to climb up stuff, quick, timey kind of action sequences.
Is it all that you can only climb on this yellow stuff? Is it like
you
this?
can mantle onto
you can't mantle onto everything? It's not like
yes.
Zelda?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's mostly for this kind of stuff. It's you're looking for the yellow stuff.
Yeah, okay.
You've got a grapply thing that you can use that you get pretty quickly.
Cool.
I would say it took me a little while to get my head around the controls because the button layout, I can't remember Zero Dawn, what it was. It's been such a long time. But the button layout in this is strange. It's like the button to crouch is square, which is really strange to me.
Yeah, that's not super uncommon in like action games, but kind of weird in open world game.
Yeah.
Crouch is not a particularly like important thing to do in most
click
open world
thumb.
games.
Yeah. And usually
Yeah,
I would say it's circle or B
I'm
or
more
whatever.
a click thumbstick croucher myself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you've the control, and there's a lot of like information that it's feeding you very quickly, and you know what I'm like with like on text prompts.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to be like, okay, you're going to use your focus vision to like, focus in on these enemies, and then that will reveal their weak points, and then you can target them, and then you can press another button, and that will reveal the like walking cycle that they do, so that you can kind of try and dodge them and like
Or
take
set
them out,
traps and
set
stuff,
traps
yeah.
and stuff like that. So you've got to kind of figure all that out. Then there's like a radial wheel that you've got to sort of open to select your thing, and you can craft the ammo for it from that same radial wheel.
That's right.
And sort of switch between them to be using, bombs or whatever, or your thing. And then you've also got to push in on the thumbstick to be able to slow down time so that you can like line up your your shots and hit. So it's a lot. Like it took me a while to that. And also I just kept, my instinct for melee was still the buttons that was making me crouch. So, the melee stuff are your to right, like bumper and trigger. So, yeah, I don't know. It was just a weird... And also I think it's just a long time since I've played a console game. Like, it's
Yeah,
been
right,
a
yeah.
long,
Yeah.
long time. So
At least you know, like from all accounts, like this will be a meaty game that you can spend a lot of time in. And it's like they know they can take that gamble of there's a lot to learn here, but you're going to play 40 hours of this.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
this is all going to
You
be
get
second
into
nature
the-
by
And
five
I remember
hours.
totally, and it's all necessary kind of. Even though it feels overwhelming at the start, it's all necessary kind of depth, because when you do get into the rhythm of it, that's what makes it interesting when you're kind of learning how to fight, how to take on the different machines that you encounter, because they all have different
gonna
weak
be
spots
puzzle
and
bosses
skills,
that-
and
yeah.
some of them have kind of like sonic attacks and stuff, like sound.
I'm going to just be playing this tomorrow. My whole day. So sorry. But in terms of open world stuff, have you been mainlining the quest? Have you been doing side quest stuff? Like,
Has it opened up to you
Is it a
yet?
different? Yeah, has it opened up? Does it feel like an advanced open world from what we think of an open world? Like when I played Dying Light, played through a bit, I hit the bazaar, and as soon as I walked into the bazaar, it was that thing of just like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I care about any of you to help you out with your problems.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm still too early for that because it still feels very linear.
Yep.
But that's fine. I'm happy to while I'm kind of figuring out all of my things again because I remember feeling this way in the first game and then getting to the point where I just felt so fucking boss taking down the machines, and then when you would be able to like turn them and make them good, and then you'd be able to ride them and you'd have like this awesome robot pony, all of that stuff. Great.
Sorry.
I think
Stop it, chat.
the enemy sort of combat feels very similar to the first game at the moment. So that's where I really hope when the game opens up that they really kind of change things and make it more, because I do remember getting a little bit of fatigue in the first game when I was kind of moving from area to area and the world map started to open up so much, and I was just like, oh man, I just don't know how many of these like hectic, like long fights I can get into trying to sort of target weak spots and, you know, have every creature just be so hostile all the time.
And have to plan out every fight.
Yeah. Like, so I do hope that they kind of find fun, different ways to approach the combat. But I also feel like they've tried to make it more Assassin's Creed-y in the way that you are doing more kind of jumping puzzles and you're constantly looking for little secrets and stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Like, I think I just found a sneaky little climbing way and I was like, there's going to be treasure up here. But there wasn't. But I think actually what it was a beautiful vista for me to take a photo in photo mode. And that's what I did for like
There you go.
15 minutes. So yeah, it feels really cool. I really, I see myself playing this for a long time just because it's so beautiful and like such a wonderful world to spend time in. I think in terms of like the story, the mystery from the first game was exciting.
Yeah, it was really good actually.
It was exciting to be able to try and figure out what Aloy's deal was and how that kind of tied into the mystery of how the world came to be the way it is. But now I'm kind of like less focused on that and more excited about the world itself. So I feel like I'm not like heaps paying attention to the story, and I would like to try a little bit more, but it's hard because everything's so visually stimulating. I just want to like take pictures and fight robots and
It's that
run
hard
around
thing
in the beautiful countryside.
with this kind of story as well. Like, in terms of like chosen one stories, which we just see so much in games, the first Horizon story actually was a pretty good chosen one story in that there was a very specific reason why she was the person who could do all the things. Like it was like, yes, you are actually the only person that can do this. It's not like you've been picked. Like, it's actually only you can do this. But it's hard to run that back in a second game to be like, we saved the world, this one person did the thing, and then let's start up another game where like there's another threat. It's a bit like,
and you're less powerful.
It's a bit like season 2 of 24, and you're like, really?
Yeah. Another bomb and another subway.
Yeah, another dirty bomb for the president.
Yeah, they got to like 5 seasons of that in the end, didn't they?
8.
Oh, yeah.
8?
Oh, yeah.
The other thing that I would say, and this is just like, I love Aloy as a character. I love the way she fights and moves, and I love Ashley Birch, but I wouldn't say that like this is Ashley Birch's finest work. Like this is the way I felt about the first one. I think that like as Aloy doesn't have much of a personality to me.
Yeah, totally.
She just seems really one note, and I think that Ashley delivers all of her lines in a very similar way because I think it's hard when you're doing open world games and you're just doing line reads out of context, which is what they do. They don't give you like emotional scenes to really get into. They're just like, here's a bunch of lines for this section and then read this line. Also, can you add these 3 lines into it and the thing that we did 3 weeks ago? So they're kind of just like no context, whatever, when they're recording stuff like that. So I feel like when she's sort of talking through things and her ideas, her voice stays in a very similar
that was the most annoying thing for me. She's running around being attacked by a robot and she's like, I have to get over there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no.
She never raises her voice or lowers it. It's like it's at the same sort of pitch and timbre every single time she speaks, and it just kind of drones into it sits in a level of hearing that I almost like
Mute.
Yeah.
Was it just...
It kind of blends into everything else and I can't even really hear what she's saying. She's kind of just like murmuring.
Jess
to
McDonald
herself.
was on the back podcast this week with you and I, and she was talking about this game and how much she likes Aloy. Was it her saying that she was, or someone else that I was listening to, saying that Aloy's lawful good Like she's a
Yeah.
lawful good character, and
Yeah.
so she's very just like I think she's such a cool looking character. She's got
Yeah.
such a striking look.
Totally.
But then the personality is very much like, yeah, I'm just here to do the thing.
You don't need to guess what she's going to do.
Totally.
Yeah.
So then she also doesn't have an interesting internal monologue
Yeah.
because she's just like, I'm a goodie.
And she's not, she's not.
I'm a goodie.
She's not flawed. She's not making dumb decisions. She's not like wisecracking jokes or anything. She
She
doesn't.
should be drinking a bit.
Yeah, I would
Drinking
just.
and fighting robots.
She
That's
is,
what
and
you
then
do.
she's like, I've got to be over there.
Yeah, I would like to see her kind of, I don't know, grapple with things with more emotional range. And it's not like Ashley Birch can't do it. She's an amazing voice actor. And
Totally.
with Life is Strange and stuff, she obviously
Tiny
is
Tina.
so incredible.
Like, it's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So it's not like she doesn't have it in her. It's I would just say the direction and I guess what they've given her and just the fact that it's open world and there's just such a huge volume of dialogue. I'm sure that she's having to deal with.
And I imagine it's also quite tricky to iterate on that voice of that character that comes from a previous game when maybe they were like, play it safe for that one. And then now you've established that character. She can't come into this one being this whole different personality.
Well,
she has to play it.
She could come
She
in
could
being
evolve,
like,
but
I'm over this. I'm over this now.
she
Like,
could
have a
evolve,
bit of
but I
snark.
think they would still want it to be as close to that original game and performance. So I imagine it's a lot trickier than saying, hey, have fun with
Yeah.
this one.
But
And
aside
because-
from her, because like if that is feeling the same as the first game, it'll probably remain the same.
Mm.
But are the supporting casts the same? You've gone to a different part of the country, right? But you went with a friend, or is it like new characters so far? I know
They're all pretty bland, I think, so far. Like, yeah, I would say the characters and the writing isn't the story is interesting and the world building is interesting, but the writing and the sort of the character dialogue isn't particularly
Well, all the
great.
best stuff in the first game was the flashback stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it was story dump, but it was like, oh, this is actually like, yeah, this is what I'm here for. And then everyone else was just like, warring tribes. Everyone's
Yeah.
kind of pissed at each other. No one kind of likes me. Blah, blah, blah.
But it's also just like, and I'm not saying she has to be like funny or like some sort of comedian, but when you're in games like this where you're solving,
some kind of
where you're solving puzzles,
stand-up circuit of all the villages around.
yeah, and you've got like a character who is trying to help you with their internal monologue to kind of point you in the direction of things that you need to do, and she's constantly just like, maybe I just need to find something like this, or I could go find a rope or something. Maybe if I use my focus, then I can find something new in the environment. Oh man!
They're at the party like,
What's
I think I'm going to talk to
what's
someone
happening?
else.
What's happening with these machines? I just don't know.
But also,
And
like-
it's so like.
But there's
When you
characters
think
like Ellie from The Last of Us that prove that you don't need to
Yeah.
be funny and wisecracking to be like every word that comes out of your mouth is engaging and I'm listening to it because you're
Yeah.
performing it with such, and it like, you know,
It
yeah.
feels more like internal monologue than just like sort of stating facts.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Your drop says that impression was bang on.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think that the world building, like the actual world building, the world does a lot of heavy lifting of being a distinct thing. Like even if the writing, like for me, looking at this, I am so excited about getting into this world because it's just not the normal sort of open worldy kind of thing.
And we just
that
came out of
think
Dying Light
of.
too, where we
Yeah.
literally dropped it because we're like, this world just does not say go and
wanna spend
explore.
time here.
And I'm with Steph on this. So it's just like I'm so excited to be happy to be in a world that I don't.
You've been
Yeah.
bugging me for code all week.
I have.
I've been
You gave me
bugging other people.
You
for
gave me a
code.
puzzle and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I want this. I want the game.
And
I'm so
the
excited.
combat is really fun. Like, and it is really, you know, you're going to get so many different toys. I've already unlocked a few like skill perks and stuff like that have made things, you know, and it's a game that, because you're in nature and it's open world, you're constantly picking up herbs and stuff and crafting arrows and building new things and finding, and then because it's got that cool kind of tech element of like the world before, you come across like tombs and crafting tables and new technology, and you're fusing them with the kind of tribal stuff, and it's a really fun world to be in and play with new toys and experiment and stuff. So
Cool.
I'm excited for it to open up. Story, I kind of don't really care if it's good or not. I
Cool.
will spend so much time in this game just because
make your own
being
story.
here is fun.
I'm
But
excited.
it could be great.
I'm excited. And then you've checked out something else that has no gameplay and is all story.
Oh yeah, we went to the Uncharted premiere last night.
We sure did.
We will of course not, just for anyone freaking out, that we won't give any spoilers, but we can just speak about it generally so that
Spider-Man.
you know what to
Very
expect.
quickly.
It's
Is it based on the first film? Second film?
Game?
Game.
Game,
It's
sorry.
got
It's-
elements of a few of the different games.
Right.
Like
Yeah, it
action
does.
sequences.
It's not following any one specific game story, but it's bringing in characters. So obviously Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake, and
Marky Mark.
Mark Wahlberg was cast as Sully, which was the weirdest casting I think that we all struggled with the most. And
Are you
even
still struggling with it?
well,
He's not bad.
he's not bad.
not
and
bad.
it was
He's not
interesting
great.
because
Very,
this
which
is
is
very
disappointing.
charming.
This
but
is because I was just like I hated it. I don't really like Mark Wahlberg that much, and I just didn't see him as that character. And I was trying to kind of go in there with an open mind, but that was a sticking point for me. I was like, I just want to go in there and hate Mark Wahlberg because I just don't like that he was cast in this role.
I'm trying to go in there with an open mind, but I am here to just hate Mark.
Yes, that
The
was
red
exactly,
carpet interview was
that was
pulled
exactly
from
how
that
I felt.
story. Next one.
And the thing to know about this film is it's an origin story. So Tom Holland being very young as Nathan Drake kind of makes more sense when you think about it. He is not an adventurer yet.
Yet to be charted.
He's yet to chart the waters of the world. And the same with Sully. He's not the kind of Sully that we know from the games because he kind of hasn't become that person yet. He is obviously involved in treasure, and he loves shiny things and money and hunting down historical artifacts and stuff, but not in the kind of wisecracking duo way that we understand him.
Yep.
It's,
in the games.
it's pre Heart of Gold Sully, of like before he's found his work partner.
Yeah.
It's always like the betrayal is always
Makes sense as well. If they dive straight into
it's
this
like
with
their
all that
relationship story,
chemistry from the game, it feels unearned.
Yeah. So I think it's cool, and it's nice to start with an origin story
like
because
the first game started and they had that relationship.
Yeah.
But that's films.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You got 2 hours, go.
Sam and Frodo, I wasn't like, tell me everything about
did you
before you
meet?
met. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
So was it good or not?
I think it's not terrible, but it wasn't great. I think it felt very Disney.
Oh.
It felt like Pirates of the Caribbean, but Uncharted.
But like 4.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it felt it's rated M, but it felt
Rated PG-13.
PG.
Yep.
So the villains are very hammy villainy.
Mm-hmm.
The dialogue is pretty surface level.
Yep.
Here's what exposition.
Wisecracky.
We need to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot
Yep.
of the
Yeah, and a
chasing
lot of
goal.
like
Posturing and
too
stuff.
many times, and like it's totally action movie, you can forgive it, but it's like too many times characters looking at something off screen and going, and then cut to they've like teleported to the next important thing, which you will fucking hate.
Yeah.
But
hate movement through like
plane
shots, and now we're here. Now we're
Yeah.
here.
it's full of that.
I was
move around.
worried that it was going to be like 100% action the whole way through, but it's not. They've got some really nice kind of character scenes because the whole thing about these games, and I guess thief movies in general, is that everyone's double crossing everyone, and it's like how when you think they trust each other, it's like someone pulls a switcheroo, it's that kind of stuff, which feels very tropey. And the worst thing was that like there is a moment when a guy gets his throat cut, and
That's your M rating right there.
well, this is the thing.
Oh.
I guess they
Lipstick line.
didn't want to show any blood.
Sure.
So somebody runs a knife across his throat, and then he goes, ugh, and he falls down, and then he's lying on the ground, and you just see like a thin red line.
Oh wow.
And no blood.
Usually they do and then they cut to the person cutting, going like that, and then you see a flop. But you don't.
It
even
was
see
so
that.
ridiculous. Like I
funny.
laughed out loud. It was so dumb.
He
And
rubbed him to death. What are you talking about?
And it's like I actually don't need violence in a film like this. Like it's not something that I'm craving. I wasn't
don't choose
like
to
show me the blood, but I was like, if you're gonna do that on camera, then you need to make it look believable. Otherwise, do something else.
Yeah.
Like do the stab in the stomach and they double over and go blah, or anything. But it just looked so ridiculous when this
Yeah.
person just didn't bleed from
It's certainly
the
not a
neck.
great like heist film where like heist films can be brilliant. They can be the film of the year.
Yep.
And it definitely isn't that. It's better than I was expecting it to be. And
The action
that's-
good?
And that's because the action's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The action is like bombastic, but I never say, Michael, why have I forgotten his name?
Man.
No, Michael Mann is great at action.
Ironside.
Myers. Phelps.
No, Transformers.
Bay.
Michael Bay is like explosions for explosion's sake.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's done great action for a long
Bad
time.
Boys
Yeah.
2.
Since Bad Boys 2. And this is like
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mostly bombastic for bombastic's sake. A little bit Pirates of the Caribbean, but I think you're just pulling from the ships that are flying.
It's
the
more.
trailer.
It's more just like the vibe. It felt like cartoony, fun,
But
PG
see,
action vibe
no,
stuff.
like this feels like television to me. Where
okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, particularly that first film, is such a film,
yeah.
and it has such a great cohesion to every element of it. This feels like shot on Sony cameras.
Alias.
It's very like sharp.
Yeah.
It's very like lit without any purpose. It's like it's lit for staging's sake.
Yeah.
And it just feels a bit like
And in a genre that could be, I know you said heist, but like could be very Indiana Jones. Therefore, could
Yeah.
have that kind of
Keeps a style.
cinematic. The Mummy. It could have that
Yeah.
kind of like I'm on an adventure again. And again, you shoot it too sharp and to the way you've described, and you bounce around too many locations without characters feeling like they had any jet lag. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you can very quickly feel like this is TV.
ultimately this film for me was about will the relationships work on
Totally,
screen and
totally.
will they have enough charisma and
Yeah.
chemistry?
To establish at least 2 more films.
Yeah,
'Cause I think
and I think they succeeded at that.
I think they did too, and I think a lot of people get caught up in the characters and what they look like, and do they look like this person? And that's kind of just
gives a shit?
it's not important. I think as soon as Tom Holland was cast, I was like, oh, he's a bit young, but then I was like, it's an origin story, and actually he can so wonderfully inhabit everything that Nathan Drake is. And I think with Mark Wahlberg, at the start, I was like, as predicted, I hate him. And then halfway through, I was like, I guess he's not that bad. And then by the end, I was like, all right.
And they've got room to grow. They'll
Well,
make
that's
more
pretty funny.
films. They'll
Yeah.
lean more and more into it. I think Mark
and he
Wahlberg-
became more Sully throughout the film.
Yeah, cool.
It was
Yeah.
cool, and they have a great rapport, and that they develop a great rapport.
Yeah.
And I think what's cool about the action too is that they like Nathan Drake is not a trained fighter. So they've found a lot of environmental, clever stuff for him to use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was always good at getting out of scrapes and,
Yeah.
and thinking on his feet.
Yeah.
He's not like a martial artist. So all of the kind of, even though the fights
It's stunt
seem,
fighting, where
it's stunt
it's-
fighting.
yeah.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
bombastic. It's fun stuff, like in the games when you'd be able to pull things off the walls or and
Yeah.
throw
Yeah.
them at people and stuff like
Thuggish
that.
and prop heavy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's always
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I've got this bag, a heavy bag, so I'll
did
hit
a
you with
big
that instead.
did a big like grunt or whatever guy get taken out by something
Yes.
heavy that he didn't do, and he goes, oh, it's
Yeah,
like
that happens.
did a
Yes, that
thing.
happens.
Yeah, that always happens.
4 or 5
It's like,
times.
oh, wow. Did you know that Mark Wahlberg, I think, was originally attached to be Nathan Drake years ago?
Yeah.
And then they were like, I love the idea that someone had to go to him and be like, look, you're still contractually part of this, but we'd like to know, it's been so long.
You've aged out.
You've aged into the
Yeah.
next character.
But I'm so glad. I
Totally.
think I would have drawn the line at him.
He'll be Max Payne to me forever.
But yeah, so yeah, I think there's I set your expectations and go in with a kind of mentality that's a bit kidsy in the approach to making the film. But I think the thing that people were most worried about was the casting, and I think the casting is actually probably one of the best things in the end. It's really cool. They've sold me as those characters, and the other thing that I was most excited about were cool little Easter eggs that only gamers would notice, and
They were fun and they weren't cringe.
yes, they were
Yeah,
fun.
like
nice.
They were
subtle.
fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
Like at the
There's-
start, there's one at the
there's-
start. It's a huge PlayStation logo.
There's one very obvious Easter egg that is not subtle, but
Sure.
Is it Sackboy?
Does Sully say what kind of temperature he sweats in and where? Don't worry, that's a different thing entirely.
Okay, cool.
That's that good.
I will definitely watch it when I'm at home and it's streaming somewhere.
I don't think anyone will lose anything by watching this
On a
on
good
their
TV.
television at home.
Yep.
But you could lose many hours playing Lost Ark.
You absolutely could.
Would you be in the queue?
If you're anything like me, I didn't end up in a queue at all. We lost him.
You were so coy.
what's this again?
What are you looking at Slack
This is
for?
the
Oh no, hide it. Hide
Korean
Slack.
MMO, but it's based
I
on
didn't
what?
check my footage.
nothing.
Isn't it based on something?
Not that I'm aware of. Lost Ark was created I think came out 3 years ago in Korea.
Yeah.
And was a huge success.
I thought you said
they've
it's
just
the
westernized it.
something MMO.
I said it's a
Korean.
Diablo MMO.
Diablo MMO.
It's not Diablo.
No, it's like an action RPG
Oh.
MMO.
It's an MMO ARPG.
Oh, I see. I was like, I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah.
Why am I just hearing about this?
Memora.
A Diablo MMO.
Yeah. So it's like dungeon crawling with a bunch of MMO structure around it, but it's very much a dungeon crawler in that it's like you finish the campaign content in about 25 hours. You hit level cap, and then you move to end game content. It's not like you're going to be spending hundreds of hours trying to get to your level cap. It encourages you to hit level cap, re-roll, play another character, and do the same thing. And right from the start, the combat is fucking awesome. It is, you were given, like, you get 8 combat slots. I rolled a sorcerer, and I think a lot of people will. It's fun. But you get 8 combat slots, and you start with 6 abilities, and by the end of the tutorial, you have 7, and by the end of the second mission, you have 8. Then you have more and more and more, and you can start swapping them into the active slots. But you only ever have 8 active slots. You're not, like, always, like, you know, the
Massive
WoW,
hotbar.
like 40 per hotbar, 3 hotbars deep.
Too much.
It's...
Rectech says, Steph, you got an email about this about 4 weeks ago.
yeah.
Did I? Shit.
Oh, no.
Is there a class system?
There is a class system, and I think the late game content is very much about synergizing classes, but this is mostly a single player experience with other people running around in your instances, which I think you would like.
Yep.
You don't have to work with anyone. You can finish the whole... It's easier to play the game by yourself than it is to play with friends. I teamed up with Jimmy and was playing for a bit, but most of the stuff you can't do together. Some dungeons you can do together, but it's kind of just like we were moving around each other, and we're up to the same parts of the story, but we're just kind of moving around each other. It's like, oh, I'm running past there. It's like, hey Jimmy, bye, bye. And it's like, oh, once you get up to this, we'll do this together, and I'll just spend some time dicking around. Fucking Jimmy.
Fucking Jimmy.
No, he's all right this time.
Is that Jimmy walking away so sexy?
No, that's me.
That's you?
I'm wearing.
Damn.
I'm in fucking heels at level 1.
What the hell?
You don't have to level up for the heels.
at level 1.
What is that walk?
I know, it's so sassy. It doesn't show you what you're going to be wearing either. You just like, you're immediately sexy. The game is horny. You're right, like a cat. It's a pretty. There's nothing inspiring about the story so far.
I hear they talk a lot.
Well, I've skipped a lot of cutscenes, to be fair, but the ones that I've watched, no more than any other JRPG that I've played.
Oh, wait.
Which, probably less than most JRPGs.
Okay, good.
Less than Pokemon.
I don't talk any more than any visual novel that I've played, so...
You can fix them.
Less repetition as well. Like, most of the cutscenes that I've been bothered to watch have been interesting. They're all in
engine, kind of like...
interesting enough for me to watch through them. They're all in engine cutscenes. They're not cinematics.
Sure.
So they're all like pretty basic camera move, slide stuff. But yeah, it's like the point of the game is the combat and questing through these areas. And you move through zones so quickly. It's like you spend 25 to 35 minutes in an area, and you don't get a chance to get bored of it before you're like, we're moving, we're over here, we're moving, we're in a dungeon, we're going over here.
When you say an area, do you mean like running a Diablo-style level, or do you mean area as in like a WoW-style zone?
I mean...
In which you do multiple things.
You do multiple things in a zone, but you do like maybe you do 10 things in a zone, 3 big things and 7 small things, like go and kill 8 of those things, like pretty MMO-y things, but they're very quick and easy, and the zones are small.
So that's the 25, 35-minute thing?
Yeah,
right, okay, cool.
And then you're on. On the next
How
set.
far
It's
can you
Plague Zone.
zoom in on your character?
You can zoom right into your character.
Okay.
This is as far out as you can get, and I'd like to come out a little further, to be honest. But
if I really have to...
Is that a dig?
I just said so casual. Yeah, honest. I'm going to be frank. I'd like
you can be honest, and I'm glad you were.
I'm going to be honest.
Frank, I want this to be...
It's a musing that I've had while I've been playing. Didn't think it was worth bringing up. It's a little like nitpick, but you brought up you can get in close. I would like to go out a little further.
Good day.
But yeah, like there's plenty of like AoE from like point-driven AoE. There's like targeted attacks that I have. There's like big ultimates. And there's a million systems that I don't have any time for.
And
like crafting.
Fishing, like all sorts of skill
photo
sets.
mode?
And well, just screenshot.
Okay.
Scroll right in and then screenshot.
Yeah.
It was a bit.
The start is a little sluggish. It probably takes 40 minutes before you're in the first out of like the town.
Yep.
the prologue is good, and then there's so the prologue is probably 15 minutes, and then you spend another 15, 20 minutes just going around the main town, interacting with characters who talk at you. And so that's the rough bit to get through. And you have to do it with every character role. It's like that stuff is, you can skip the prologue, but you can't skip the running around town to get your mount, get your pet, to learn about how these systems work, even though you know how the systems work.
Do you, you obviously, were you playing solo or were you playing with Jimmy?
I was mostly playing solo.
Okay.
And when I could
were you
do
picking up
anything with
groups
Jimmy.
and stuff?
No. Oh, sorry. Some of the dungeons you match make into an instance of the dungeon.
Okay.
And they're the things you can do with your party. But other stuff you might get instanced in by yourself out of the main zone.
Interesting. Because I find like an MMO is only fun when you're playing it with other people, in my opinion. And when I was trying to kind of get into Final Fantasy 14 online, I was like, let's all play it together as friends. And then I was like, let's go do this quest. And it was like, you need to be leave your party to do this thing. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So we would disband. I'd do that thing. All right, let's party up again, guys. Let's do a quest. And it was just I
think this is a much more of a single player experience until endgame, where you start grinding hard dungeons.
But you could play it with other people?
No. You can play around other people. You're not listening at all, are you? You can play around other people in the zones, but there's only a few things that you can do with your party. You can be partied up and see that they're in the same part of your map and stuff, but you can't, and you can kill world mobs together.
Yeah.
But
it won't let you progress with any.
Some of it is shared in weird ways, but you all have to interact with the quest giver and stuff. You can't just split up, or you can play a bit of the game together for sure.
Okay.
But it doesn't. Every time you start doing something together, you get distracted,
and it's
to
not
your
intuitive
own
in a way
drive.
that drags you all through together. It's very
and again, it's not really an MMORPG.
Yeah.
It's an ARPG, and it's a 25-hour to the end game thing. So it's not like you're just alone for hundreds and hundreds of hours. The world feels really busy. The instancing of the world is a drop down, so you can see what version of the instance you're in, and it's like. And I was trying to team up with Jimmy and another guy, and we were just on Discord, and he was like, "Oh, we're in instance 8." So we just jumped across. You just toggle across to it. So it's never like they're so full that you can't. And there's enough instances that you can team up on your own server.
Yeah.
I haven't been stuck in the queue, and I know you got stuck trying to make a character, but some of the worlds you queue for, I was queuing for an hour the first time I joined, and then it said, and if there's no room for characters in this world, you won't find out until you get through the queue and you can't create a character.
Brutal. Yeah.
Which may have happened for you, or did you try and get on the Vault?
No, I tried to get on Voltering because I knew that's where Australians were.
Yeah.
I did a few times. I did end up getting on, make your character. I'm an assassin-y style thing, and I've done the first 10 minutes of the prologue. I haven't even got to the town yet.
Yeah.
But I agree with you in that the combat is fucking boss.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, it is so
It looks so
instant
satisfying.
and
I'm-
so
I don't want to be bothered with anything.
gratifying with I'm doing lots of whirlwind blade shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to bother with anything that doesn't have like cool visual,
Yeah.
like
I think they all do.
big,
it's super
things happening on
showy,
screen.
and you get heaps at the start. And if anyone's like, "Oh, I like the idea of like earning my power," it's
There's a large plant in front of chat. I'm just going to move it.
Okay.
I keep trying to look over it.
Yes, you just get it all.
you get it all. It's actually okay. It's fine. We'll work that out. It's to block the stand, so there's not an ugly stand-in shot.
Oh, well, hang on.
She's moving the dog.
What? Oh, the dog. Okay, cool.
Dogs
That's
then,
a
huh?
dog.
System works.
Pretty much in front of the shot. So the way that you build your combat is that you get skill points every time you level up, and then you've got all these abilities, and you find your favorites pretty quickly. You put the skill points into those abilities, and then once you get those abilities you level up the abilities themselves through to I think it's 4, 7, and 10, level 4, 7, and 10, and they get exponentially more expensive to level up.
Sure.
You get a modifier. So you get 3 modifiers if you
So as
level
you get
if you
all the
level
way
a
to the
spell
top,
all the way up.
are you picking that
So you get to
modifier,
level
or is it
4,
random?
and then you get a choice of 3 different mods for that spell. So you can choose to make it more powerful. You can choose for it to have like a dot effect, or a slowdown effect or something like that. Or you can choose to make the cooldown on it much quicker, that kind of thing. And those options mean that you're like, you can build a class that suits your playstyle in a really interesting way and always feel powerful and cool.
Yeah.
So are you locked into a class all the way through, but you can customize the class and respec and stuff?
Yeah, and there's a page that's like 15 long. You have all your skill points that you invest, and you can respend them whenever you want. You can reset it. But you might have like one type of build, and you get a free second one as well. So you just hit tab, and you move to your second build where you've spent your skill points, all your skill points differently. And like, I'm going to go to my slow build.
Yeah.
Yeah,
slow down
cool.
build.
Nice.
And there's something like 10 or 15 slots of that, and then you spend a different in-game currency, which I think you can buy.
But
It's
you
like,
are resetting that every time, and you can repick those modifiers when you
you could make 10 of
You're
the
making
exact same
presets.
builds.
Yeah,
You're making
okay.
preset builds, and you build your favorite, and then you build a secondary, and then you could pay to build a third and fourth and fifth.
Gotcha.
And because something we haven't said, it's PC only.
Yeah.
But it's also free to play.
Yes.
So you can buy boosters and in-game currency
Yeah,
things,
and
but it is
cosmetics
free
and
to play,
stuff. Yeah.
and doesn't seem to be nickel and diming from what I can tell.
Yeah.
You could play through the whole game and not spend
Yeah.
any money.
And everything
As
is
your plan.
everything is showy and cool.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling like I'm
Missing out on anything that
shortchanged
you're-
in any part of the game, but I'm not invested in every part of the game, and there's so much game that like I will play through the action RPG
Yeah, cool.
in 25 hours and maybe roll another character, and I'll definitely try and
Nice.
play some endgame content, but I'm not going to be going and do it like leveling up my fishing or my mining or my whatever stuff.
You're just
I
there
think
for
I'll
the action
ignore
fun.
that. I think I'll play through the
And I
campaign.
hear that other
How
stuff
showy
is...
the fishing is, though.
Yeah,
You don't
could be.
know. It could
I might be
amazing.
buying rods in the next 6 months.
I hear that other stuff is really grindy. Like,
right.
the grind really comes in when you do that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
like, I'm the same where I'm really glad you're liking this. I wasn't sure whether or not you would. I'm just there for like, I want to play through 10 hours of just being a fucking dope blade witch and
but
then
what do you
be
miss-
like, done.
What are you missing out on by not going through the grinding of mats and all that kind of stuff? Is it just like different... Like,
I think
From what I can, I don't know because I haven't put any. I haven't spoken to the quest giver that starts that shit. Probably that you can craft gear, but
Okay,
but you can grind
you're
dungeons
getting enough.
to get drops and stuff like that.
yep,
So
yep,
I'm not
yep.
feeling like, and you know, I'm level 18 or 19 on the way to 50 at the cap. So I'm not really at a point where I've felt underpowered or that I need to be investing time in.
You'll get to that end game boss who goes...
Valeo
See-
Ant says it's so easy in this one. Wait, is that what I was going to say? No, it says the pay to win stuff is very minimal until you get to end game.
Yeah.
And that's where it sort of ties in. And then Phoenix the Lion wants to play this, but says Final Fantasy 14 has me by the balls. I can't do any other.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like with anything like this, you can totally skip the crafting anyway, because I feel like the crafting stuff comes into it when you want to kind of make it a business, because you want to be able to craft stuff for yourself to be able to do dungeons, but it's also, I think, a lot of people to sell their stuff on the market so they can afford to buy other things that they need. And it's like you're constantly having to craft stuff to be able to like generate income for your character to be able to buy the things that they need to kind of exist at a high level end game MMO.
And I'm sure, as Pete said, if you're happy with the gear that's coming out of the dungeons and stuff, and you're enjoying the game and the combat,
you don't really
then
need to
you're
bother
fine.
with it too much. Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad
that
you like
last
it.
boss says, "No, but a fishing rod could defeat me."
I'm just seeing a lot of exclamation mark comps in chat, or a few have just popped up. Later in the show, we're giving away the Horizon Forbidden West Collector's Edition.
Yep.
But that's later in the show.
And you'll get that code to put in there, the keyword.
It'll be a Nightbot roll
Yep.
In about an hour.
Yeah, maybe something like
Stick
that.
around.
Or maybe 5 minutes. You don't know.
Who knows?
Oh,
cool.
you want to keep
That's
him on the
my
hook,
start.
Nick. You want to keep him on the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of on the hook, I'm back on the hook.
Yeah?
I'm riding that hook. Oh, boy.
Oh, he's on.
All the way back to like 2013, the first time I booted up Destiny. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good game.
Oh, no.
Just very quickly, I'm getting ready for Witch Queen.
Yep.
So I'm just going through my quest log and like, what have I still
What
got
class
here?
do you play?
Titan.
I don't even know. You're a Titan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a man of taste.
Yeah.
So
Bad taste.
going through the quest log and like, what should I do? What can I do in the time between now and then? What do I need to do to get ready? Blah, blah, blah. And I decided last night to do the presage?
Presage.
Presage?
Cool.
Presage.
The
Quest
horse riding.
to get Dead Man's Eye, Dead Man's Rifle, Dead Man's
The best of the
Dead
Poe
Man's
films. The
I
fourth
can't
one.
remember.
Dead Man's Rifle,
It'll come up in chat before you get to Dead Man's Tail.
Dead Man's Tail.
Blobs on it.
the gun.
Yeah.
I believe it's a scout rifle.
Sure is. Exotic.
Did that quest and went, you know what? I'm going to solo this. Went in.
Yeah.
2 hours later, after just a fucking baller quest, I think.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Awesome platforming, fun little like environmental puzzle things of opening doors and making your way through the thing. Get up to that a couple of hard combat encounters and stuff. Get up to that end boss. Like, fuck this. And that was at about 12:30 this morning. And I got to that end boss and I went, oh God, like I could do this solo, but it's 12:30 in the morning and what am I doing with my life? And I was about to give up when I looked up to my second monitor, and there on Discord, there is a message from Excalibur who says, hey, do you want any help doing pressage? And that was like 45 minutes ago. And I messaged and I was like, I'm actually at the boss, but I think we're going to give up because whatever. And they were like, invite me. And I tried to and couldn't because I was in the boss instance part.
Yeah,
and so
right,
it wouldn't let me invite. And I was like, I can't do it. It's not going to work. And they were like, no, just let's start it again. I'll power through it. You won't even notice it.
Yeah.
And so
You
we
won't
started the
even
whole
know
thing
I'm here.
again.
Yeah.
And the 2 hours got shrunk down to about
20 minutes.
12, 15 minutes or
Yeah.
something
Holy hell.
to get up to the boss. And I mean, they were like 100 light levels above me.
Yeah.
But got up there and took down the boss. So got that gun, which was great.
Oh, yeah.
And
They
then
give you the kill. They're like, there you go. You kill him. Come on.
no, I think I was dead when the boss died. Yeah, that was fun. That was a really fun. All the stuff that I really like about Destiny, about the idea that there's this entire thing hidden away, even though I don't like the fact that it's hidden away in a button that I have to click on a menu, like literally like an instance that I go into. The idea that there's this content is there that you may never see if you don't decide to go get this gun.
Yeah.
Really fun one. And then today I was doing trying to get Hawk Moon, and that's a bit more of a annoying grind. It's doing the one thing that I don't like, which is I got all the way through that, and now it's like go kill like 100 people in Crucible, and I'm like, that's not why I'm playing this game. Like, yes, I could do some.
I also don't.
You
like,
do, but I just don't like the
Read that through, yeah.
Yeah,
It's tricky.
yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And I don't like when the game and there is the option to be like kill captains in strikes or something, but I don't like when the game goes do this thing now just for the sake of doing this, as opposed to
because we
accomplish
need to put
this
a time
thing.
gate on it.
Yeah, as opposed to accomplish this thing while you're doing something else.
Yeah.
Steph, you're looking very sad.
Can you just play with me?
That's why I'm doing all this to get ready for Witch Queen. This
I
was
feel like
like
you say that and then you never do.
I would no, because you know
won't.
what? Do you know what my plan is?
There's a lie in his eyes.
Do you know what my plan is?
I don't know if I want to know what your plan is because it'll never come to fruition.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't going to ask you this at the show because, you know, I'm a confident man. I've snared many a person with my wily whims and boyish guile. But at the same time, I'm incredibly scared of rejection. And I was going to say, I might attempt the raid with you to try to get a jacket. Because Pete's doing a day one raid, and I figured you wouldn't do a day one raid.
No.
Because you did not go in for that last time. Fuck off, Gus. But you still want that clothing.
Yes, you just
And-
have to complete the raid in the first week.
First week? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could probably get level ready in order to do the week one raid. And if Steph had a spot in her raiding party, maybe Nick could come along. But at the same time, if that raiding party is set, then that's totally fine. And I'm not worried about rejection. It's totally fine. Gus and I will go do it. Gus and I will go do the
There's
raid.
no set raiding party for anything outside of day one. You can do the raid a bajillion times.
No, I know. But like, you don't necessarily want to do the raid a bajillion times.
Well, you kind of do anyway.
All right, sure. Well,
Raid
you and I are raid.
Raid's always fucking fine. You do it a bajillion times.
Okay, sure.
Every
We're doing
time.
a raid then. So that was
Yeah.
my plan. That's why I'm doing this, to get ready for before this.
Nick, I don't
shit-
want to get my hopes up. I feel like
Not getting your hopes
I
up.
feel
I'm actually just telling you this.
I feel like I can't get excited because I feel like months will go by and you'll be talking about other games. And I'm like, remember when you said you were going to play Destiny with me, and then
I
you
feel
just
like
never
he's
did.
dangled the.
Nope.
No.
He's cried wolf.
No, I think
Never
I would be
dangled everything in my
confident- I
life.
would be confident.
I've slapped plenty of
I'm
things
no
on the table.
Be confident because there's a loud, obnoxious piece of clothing that he wants attached to the end of this. So I feel like he's gonna deliver on it.
is
See,
true.
see, that's why he's there. Not for the friendship, not for the bonding, for an obnoxious jacket he won't wear.
No. Friends in the same clothes. Friends in the same.
And then we could all wear them at PAX like we were going to do last year.
So if you'll have me, that was going to be my suggestion.
Yeah, of course. I
Go.
mean, of course.
Cool.
But also,
Yeah.
at the moment,
Yeah.
we could do the horse thing.
Oh, I did the horse thing today. Yeah. I've been
You
doing
didn't
a lot
do
of
it
the horse
with
thing.
me.
You were busy taking fucking photos of a redhead in a forest.
You could have done it 3 weeks ago.
Okay, good. So that's Destiny. Second thing I was played this week, I booted up. I finished
Sifu.
and on a stream, but I knew this was going to happen. That I started the stream up at like midday, and I beat the end boss twice by 12:30, and it was like, all right, well, I know that's we're done with this.
Yeah.
So I had something else lined up, and that was the beginning of my first shame shave, and that's Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments.
Hell yeah.
So we switched over to that, played the first case on that. That's quite fun. It's a little clunky. It's very 2013. Or whenever it came out. I think that's right. It's about 7 or 8 years old. But the idea being that you play as Sherlock, just going through cases. There's sort of like a map system. It's almost like a board game where there's like
I think I played a
just
bit of this.
different areas that you go to that are related to the case, and then you can bounce between those things and look for clues, interview
and you're
suspects,
talking to people.
yeah, go
Yeah.
through evidence and all that sort of stuff. But the thing that I like,
is
Gus, you
happening
say
right
this.
now?
So
Sorry.
this is the opening. The opening game is literally you play. The opening game is a little strange because
Sure.
it throws. It's like you start as Watson crawling on the ground while Holmes is shooting, and then it comes up and you're in third person, or you're like a witness to these two people having a conversation, and then you play as Sherlock, and it's like, who am I? But yeah, so. But the cases, they're interesting. Or the first one was at least. The voice acting is hit or miss. The writing is fine. All the systems are a bit clunky, but it is a fun sort of Sherlock detective game. The cool twist, which I didn't know this one had, is that the apparently 67% of people think, well, Nick read with Steph, ha ha ha, very funny. But we're gonna be laughing when we got dope jackets.
Will we?
The thing that this has, which I think is cool, is that at the end you can actually accuse someone and be wrong.
You can customize Sherlock, sorry.
So no, you can at the beginning,
amazing.
but it doesn't let you do anything crazy.
You're right.
But then, and I was like, oh, this is disappointing. It's all locked. But then in the first case, he's like, we have to go down to the docks. I must put on a disguise. And so he dresses up, and then you can dress him up as a sailor. And I gave him a big bushy beard. And then he goes in there and he puts on a fucking sailor voice. And he's like, oh, the seas are rough these days. It's just like, this is the best.
So good.
Nice.
But yeah, so at the end of the case, you go into his mind palace. Where you put together the clues of like, okay, I think this is what's happened. And then as you figure things out, as you come to conclusions, those conclusions...
This is like the board game.
yes, it really is, yeah.
Because you told me about the board game and we bought it and we played it.
Yeah, there you go. And those conclusions, when you get two conclusions that are related, they merge into like another thought.
Yep.
And then you continue to solve those, and then that's ultimately how you come up with the like, who do I accuse? And you can switch go through and pick what conclusion you want to come to. And you can falsely accuse the wrong person, and the game's just like, well, you fucked that up. And not like fail state, like an innocent man is going to prison.
Awesome.
I believe is the system. I got it right in the first go, but then the second half of it is you have a factual judgment. So these are the facts, and this is what I think happened. And then there's a moral judgment where you're like, and Sherlock just fucking playing God over here.
Yeah.
Scotland Yard come and like, we need your help with this case. And then at the end, he gets to decide, which I did with the first one. It's like, well, you killed this person, but this person was an asshole and they killed someone else. And you know what? I'm just going to let you take some of the money and disappear to another country.
The justice of Sherlock.
And then you lie to the cops and go,
You can take the moral high. Oh, well,
and they go, so who did it? And Sherlock's like, this dead guy. And it's like, this fucking guy I found in the morgue did it. And he has a whole reason as
Does
to
it
why.
give you percentage stuff of what other people chose?
No, I wish it did.
Damn.
But I think that's a very fun kind of like thing at the end where
that's
you're like, you did it, but also I'm above the law and you're free to go.
Yeah.
38%
fun.
of people dressed as a sailor.
But so I'm excited that I picked this one. It was very fun to do with
and
chat.
fun to do in stream, even to get past
Totally.
some of the
Just-
jank and the clunk and all that kind of stuff.
Totally. And having fun dressing up as sailors.
And talking through your deductions and all that kind of stuff at the end.
Yeah, and there was lots
like-
of just every time a new clue would come up, hello, what are we out there?
Sherlock, that's the policeman who comes.
That's Sherlock being a Bobby.
Oh, what a disguise! He had.
And then the third thing that I played this week is something really cool, which I think I saw a Kotaku article about it. It's a game called Cardboard Kings, and it's made by an Australian developer whose name is...
I think I just took a stab when I wrote Cardboard Kings with a K. And
No, the K
is that
was correct with
Yes.
us. Henry's House is the name of the developer. I believe they're based in Perth because the game is set in Perth. This game is super cool. It is you run it's like a management game, and you run a card shop, basically like like selling Magic the
Wizards
Gathering.
Coast?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yes, I remember
nice.
this from the game plan.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you play the character running this card shop that you inherited.
Black cockatoo card.
So the cockatoo is your is your pet bird, who is also your friend who gives you all the tutorials about how to run your shop. The cockatoo's name is Giuseppe, and the cockatoo has a lot of fucking
Netscape
sass.
logo, but with a K.
Also, at one point, the cockatoo, it looks like a woman who comes into my store and the cockatoo, and I mean this totally seriously, they're going to bang. They're going on a date together. So the first part of this game is a management shop sim where you buy cards and then you sell cards, but you want to be going with like there's market fluctuations. There's lots of stuff where it's like this streamer has revealed that this expansion is her favorite set. So in 2 days' time, this expansion is going to be worth more. So buy them now so that you can sell them for a profit later. Or this card got
kind of
and it's like this card is this deck won a tournament, so all the cards in this deck are now going to be popular and stuff, which is really cool. Prices are affected by all that stuff. You sell and trade these cards. You buy cards online. A postman comes to your shop. The postman's name is Gustav. He moved here from Norway. He has a whole storyline about how he and his wife are buying a house. And so he comes and delivers you the cards. The management thing is super fun and very addictive. It just ticks over day after day, and you're coordinating all these things in your shop. You're decorating your shop, all this sort of stuff. The second half is a fucking
dating.
almost dating game.
Yeah, look at those.
Where just
Yeah.
fit fucking card players come in.
I love that.
And
Sorry.
there's no way the guy that's in the pixel version of that guy is as buff as the.
I was just about to say,
Isn't it great?
I love
Yeah.
the character models of these little ones walking on this isometric
Totally.
plane, and then the dialogue
It's like
starts, and they're
Instagram
like,
versus
"Hi."
reality.
Like, oh my
For
god!
sure.
And it's totally doggy daycare.
Dream Daddies. No,
Dream Daddies,
Or Dream Daddies.
and the dog one that we did.
Yeah.
Best Friend Forever, whatever it was
the
called. Where it's all that kind of art on these characters.
Yeah.
They're all flirty, and it's super cool having them come in. You have these, and so you get to know these people and the kind of cards that they like, and they all have their own little storylines. At one point, there was a blackout, and everything went dark on the screen. I thought my computer turned off for a second, and then it comes back on, and a fucking Phantom of the Opera style person is standing in there with a cape and a massive like Carmen Sandiego hat
And a six-pack.
and is like, I have this legendary card. I have chosen to give it to you. Tell no one about it. And then smoke bombs out of there. And then the next day, this famous card player comes in and is like, I need the legendary card. I'm like, what the hell is going on with
How
this?
do
This
they
is so
know
cool.
you have it?
There's stuff where like, and there's nice little like in jokes where it goes, there's there's this website that you go to check on the news, and that's how you know what's going to increase and decrease in value. And one of them is like, purple cards have been condemned by the church for satanic implications. They will raise in value in 2 days' time. So yeah, it's just super cool. So there's all this story stuff. Kevin's a fucking dick.
Looks like a kid.
He is. He's streaming right
Kids
now,
can be
and he
fucking
comes
dicks.
into but yeah, it's really and what I think is great about it is the game is like really sweet, horny, and like fun characters and really interesting little conversations. But the management sim is really solid.
Yeah,
like it's a really solid, fun.
It's
like,
not an excuse for gameplay that ticks away. In
no,
the background while
it
you
really is a
focus.
thing where I just went like it goes. It's day by day by day, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, blah blah blah. And I just found myself standing there. I'm like 3 weeks into the game, and just like one more turning because I'm like, well, these cards are about to rise in value, and I need to get rid of these ones, and this set's about to be like delisted and blah blah blah.
Do you think they're going to be like further crazy twists in this?
I think so because it's definitely there's
There's
all
parrot
sorts of
dating,
vibes about
apparently.
like ex-girlfriends coming back to town.
Yeah,
the
okay.
bird is dating someone. There's Carmen Sandiego fan from the opera with a secret
it's
card.
playing into a lot of genre tropes.
There are
It
thieves that come and start stealing shit from your shop.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
or
It almost
that's what
feels
I've
like they've decided
been told.
to set the card sim in a world where all dating games exist at once. It's like that feels like the world or the meta of the idea of it's like there's dream daddies and dog daddies and bird parrot dating. And it's like everyone that imagine if you owned a card store and that was your customer base. You're like, this is
Yeah.
quite strange.
Yeah, so it's really fun. Cardboard Kings, KE on both of those words. And I love the art on the cards. It's really fun. And Australian Dev, there is a free demo on Steam, and that's what I was playing. But I'm definitely going to pick this game up because I think that it's so my jam. Like
Christopher.
if not just
Look
to
at
teach you
that
how to
guy
dress.
on
Look
the
at him.
left.
no shoes.
Wow.
This guy, and he was friends with my dad. My dad died, and I took over
Yeah.
the store. But I think I'm going to bang my friend's dad. My dad's
should.
friend.
Your dad's friend.
I had my friend's dad.
Your
Probably.
friend's
It's probably
dad,
an
come
option.
on.
This guy is either super cool or a youth group leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's
On the right or on the left?
On the left.
On the left.
Yeah, he's
Nah, he's cool. This guy
Far Cry 6 vibe.
it has a microbrewery,
Yep.
or
Micro.
he's a musician.
He
of
busks
some
in Byron.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, super cool. Very, very fun. Gus, what have you been playing?
Yeah, a couple of games, but not a lot of meat on the bone on any of them. First thing I'll say is that I dived back in to finish that campaign in Crossfire X because I was like, it started to come up with some
Oh,
interesting.
that's right. It was doing weird
I
stuff.
was doing weird stuff. That's the one from Remedy, and I pushed on through it, and it did not deliver. It got worse and worse and more generic as I kept going. And I was like, hang on, you opened up all these fun doors with like mind powers and multiple characters. It did the thing you mentioned with Sherlock, which is narration started happening for the main character halfway into the game. And I'm like, oh, we're doing narration now? And then you would switch to other characters in your team, but the narration would still happen from the first guy and like, but not relevant to the person, the body you're in. I'm like, what's going on? It got very messy. And I finished it, and I'm not going to play the other $13 campaign because I was like, I've had my fill and I've heard worse things about that. So yeah, that kind of really petered away, but I was like happy I finished it just to be like, I'm done with that.
It's you. It's
Sorry.
your
But I'm looking forward to a couple of games coming out soon. And so I thought I would find games that replicated them to a certain degree on a very different like game.
Oh,
So I'm really
interesting.
looking forward to Elden Ring, but I was like, I'm not going to go back and play a Dark Souls game. No. So I picked up a game that I saw. No, but I picked up a game I saw that just came out on console. I think it's been out on PC for at least a year, but it's dropped on console last week or this week, and it's on Game Pass as well. And that was the aforementioned Iskaga.
Infernus.
Infernix, thank you so much.
How can
Infernix.
you get on me?
Kaga?
How can you get on me for for thinking I didn't say it, but you don't even know what the name is?
Is
Holy shit.
Kaga?
Infernax, which is a retro game by Berserker Studios, who have a huge love for all those old Castlevania kind of games. But I would say this is more in the vein of your Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, which is a side-scroller. I have a soft spot for retro games. I've made that abundantly clear. But I often then go to play them and realize I'm not having as much fun as I thought I would have. I've gone back and played Castlevanias. I've gone back and played like Super Ghosts and Goblins and stuff. And they're brutally hard, but in an unfair kind of way.
Yeah.
It feels like that's how they were designed back then.
Also, when one person a person would get one game and they would have that game the whole year.
Exactly. This has more RPG elements. It also has, it's been designed in a way that the developers have been like, what if we just up the gore? Your character gets like slowly covered in blood. The creatures of the boss design and stuff are amazing. But there is like a cool kind of semi-open world. You return home as the main character and realize that like just the world's infested with all these creatures, and it's got a very Castlevania, the Netflix series season 1 vibe, where it's like everyone's just fucked. The world is just being beaten down by monsters. Everyone in the village is just like, we're all possessed. We're all zombies. We're all dying. There's plague and everything and pestilence. And for a very primitive looking game graphically, it feels super moody as you push through it. And again, the bosses that you see are hideous. And there's like cool like art.
Good hideous?
Yeah, great hideous.
Is
And they
this, is this
spew-
roguelike, like unforgiving in terms of its like
So
your
it actually has
checkpoints and
it
respawns
has a
and
few
stuff?
elements that make it a little more forgiving in the sense that you do have checkpoints that you can choose to save and upgrade, and your XP and your gold carry through, but you only have a few lives before you get sent back to a checkpoint. And so it feels punishing, but you realize if you're saving correctly and you're staggering out your progression as you move into castles and stuff, that you there's not too much backtracking.
What do you mean by saving correctly?
Okay, so here's what I mean. You walk past shrines that fill up your health and your mana, and you can stop at them and upgrade. But if you don't choose to save and do the little dun animation, you didn't actually save. And it takes a while before your brain goes like, you didn't actually save. Or you'll save at a checkpoint before a town, go and do all the stuff in the town, upgrade your gear, work out where your next story mission is, do a bunch of dialogue, and then you head off on your next quest and you make a dumb mistake and you die and you go back to that save and you realize you didn't do you need to rebuy all that gear, you need to do all of that stuff again.
Yeah, right. Is
So
it saving there?
There you are.
Yep.
Yeah, saving there. So the game is brutally punishing, but you do actually start to get quite powerful the more you upgrade everything, you upgrade your weapons, and it's a wonderful feeling in a Dark Souls style to go back to areas where you were like taking 10 hits to kill an enemy and you're one-hitting everything and you're like smashing your way through the easy sections. And in a similar comparison to Dark Souls, I get to a lot of points where I went, fuck this game. And I would get to a point where I'd hit a boss and the boss is huge and grotesque and the hitbox is tiny and I'm like, fuck this boss. And I put it down, and I come back and I'm like, no, I can do this. And I'd beat that boss and I would be like, yes, okay. And then the other time I'd put the controller down is after I'd finish a boss and I'd finish a castle and I'd run for 10 minutes and I didn't save before the boss. And I was like, fuck this game. How dare you? And I pick up the controller and I beat that boss.
Right.
And I come back and I did it all again. Here's one of the bosses early on, which is like just
cool.
a great creature design and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's got its hooks into me. It's not massive. You've got to beat 5 big bosses in 5 castles, and I've beaten 3 of them. And I feel like I'm going to pick this up again and keep going. But it has some cool morale. It has some more like modern gameplay elements to it, which is like a lot of dialogue choices with characters where it's like, hey, do you want to do the good thing or the bad thing? And I thought, oh, well, that's when you find a creature that they say like, do you want to put it out of its misery or do you want to try and talk to it?
Ooh.
And you go, well, clearly talking to it is the thing that you should do. And you go to talk to it, it breaks out of its cage and murders everyone and runs away. And you're like, I should have just murdered it straight out.
Yeah.
So it
That's
messes.
sick, though.
Yeah, but it messes with the
You
morality
should,
thing.
the lesson, never talk about your feelings or anything.
Yeah,
Always
exactly.
kill.
And then heaps on later down the track, someone's like, you let that creature out, I'm not selling this thing to you. I was like, hang on, we're like 2 hours
Actions
later.
have consequences.
They do. And in a
Oh, you remember that? But
Yeah.
you don't remember that, like, I bought all those items before
and then I
died.
saved.
Yeah.
So it's got some nice little things in it that I was
Look at that
surprising that for a very primitive looking and sounding game, banging soundtrack, great
Look at that
chip
priest's
tunes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's worn that hat for too long.
normal.
It squeezed that noggin.
Yeah, it had some nice surprises there. So,
Cool.
yeah, a great
So it's
little
on
thing.
Game Pass.
It's on
Yeah.
Game Pass. Yeah, and it, I
Are
think
you playing on PC or console?
console.
Yeah.
And
It's on PC Game Pass as well.
there you go. But it plays fantastically on on cloud gaming because it has like
Oh, really?
5 pixels.
well, yeah, essentially
a lot to
it
strain.
plays really
And a lot
well.
of it's
I
very
was playing
static.
it here. I've played it
Yeah.
on my phone. It feels
cool.
really nice
Okay,
to play
great.
like that because it is just 2-button input, really simple to play, and yeah, having heaps of
I
fun.
still don't really understand how video is transmitted over the internet.
No, neither, but it looks nice
I
and
was
fun
like,
to
but
play.
it's all about timing. But you're like, yeah, but only 2 things change.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I don't fully understand how a fax machine works.
Yeah, I'm with Steph on that. Have you ever seen the
Yeah.
old internet where they used to take a phone and hang the phone into the computer? That's a weird
Yeah.
one. I'll show you that.
That is true. Fax machines are weirder than like email.
Like they're obsolete, they're no longer used, and it was like they will remain a mystery.
Because it takes a physical thing and just turns it into a
Noise.
digital thing and then reprints it. It is really like way cooler than
The internet.
the internet because the internet is all digital. None of it is real in the first place. Unless NFTs. They're real.
Don't fax one of them.
Okay, cool. Infernex.
Yeah, it's a fun little time killer between some bigger games. And again, I wanted my Dark Souls hit, and I got it from that. The other game I'm looking forward to playing is Horizon. Still haven't got a code, but I've got a T-shirt and a board game. So I thought I'd play another.
blame me.
Dinosaur destroying game. Pretty weak tangent, but it is a game that Peter's played, but they've had an update last year, and it now has a mode that I like because it's a wave mode, ladies and gentlemen. So I've got a new segment. It's a wave mode. Skip. I just want the wave mode.
Wave mode.
It is, of course, a skip. I just want the wave mode
That's
game.
amazing.
And that
I
game
love
You
is...
that.
didn't have time to play Horizon even. Yeah, the code.
I couldn't track it onto the wave. It didn't work.
Everyone noticed as well.
Everyone noticed. I dived into Second Extinction, also on Game Pass, still in preview or like early build mode. But this had an update late last year. This is the game Peter played. It's a Left 4 Dead, but with dinosaurs on another planet.
Right.
Yep.
I remember this.
But it has originally it came out with like missions where you'd go down to a planet and you would have to go and kill certain dinosaurs, return to the evac, get your gear, upgrade your character, that kind of thing. They've decided to go, hey, let's strip that like very weak narrative out and create a horde mode, which is what I dived into with some friends. These are my friends I play serious military horde mode, wave mode, same thing.
Waves of hordes.
Waves of hordes. I played this with my friends who I play realistic military shooters with, and I was like, hey, what if just tonight we download this and we have a go? And they were like, fine. And then we played Rainbow Six while it was downloading. And then when it was finished, we got into it. They really got into it.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. You see, there's the down ship in the background. You just get waves of dinos coming at you. You've got a cool little currency to upgrade. I didn't realize all the characters have like abilities. Like I've got a dash. Other friends had like ultimate heavies and stuff like that. There are turrets around that you have to buy ammo for to put into them. And yeah, just the bosses got bigger and more... the dinosaurs got actually quite imposing. They went from little raptors that were just fodder that pissed you off to 3 razorback things that came stomping from over the horizon. And the 3 of us are standing there with Gatling guns going, shit. And it's like, it's cool. It's nice to feel threatened by the enemies.
Like, this is your serious Sam of this week. It reminds me a lot of it.
Yeah.
Very
Pete's played this one.
ridiculous.
Played them all.
It's cool. It's cool
When you told
because...
us all about serious Sam, what a great time. I remember like it was yesterday.
What I liked about this is we didn't quite realize, but you play through the waves, the dinosaurs get more difficult, but you can choose to evac with your gear at certain times at checkpoints. It's like, hey, evac's here, you can leave. We didn't realize that for about 7 waves that it was there, and it just got too hard. And then one of us looked and like, what the hell is that marker that won't go away? And they're like, evac? I'm like, that's the ship. So we left on like the 12th wave running as there was just way too many dinosaurs, and it's at the tail of this clip. But basically we ran onto the ship and then I ran back and went to find my friend and I was like, are you coming? And just one little character's coming over a hill before, I think it's, one of them just came storming. Like, leave, get out of here. So yeah, it was fun, and it had something that I like in a wave mode, which is the overwhelming drama of being, absolutely bombarded by all sorts of creatures. And still coming after us. But this is on Game Pass, and this is just an optional mode. There is still the linear missions. You're doing it all. You're doing it all for research points. So we're just.
Are you on another planet where dinosaurs exist?
I think so. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I can't remember the story behind it. I think maybe this is Earth and dinosaurs are back on Earth.
Maybe.
back.
And we live in space,
because
and
of
we're doing
science.
expeditions back down to
Yes.
Something
it's
like
just
that.
cyclical. It's like
Yeah.
hair metal or something.
But it did turn into the catchphrase of the night, where it was like,
Wide
everything
leg
you're doing is for
jeans.
research, and my friend's like meleeing a dinosaur's stomach as blood's coming out, and he's like, research, as he's doing it. So very silly game, but
science.
a great way to kill like a night on the weekend with some friends online. It's 3-player squads, so it's not a full 4, but heaps of fun. So yeah, it was a nice way to kill time before Horizon.
Beautiful.
Sure.
And finally, Will, you still there?
Where you at?
He's there. He's busy.
I'm
busy.
here. I'm here. Hello.
There
This is called Second Extinction Horde Mode. It's time to check in on your favorite nerd that just keeps playing franchise games. It's Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge,
Hell yeah, baby.
which is it's a virtual reality. It's on the Quest. And this is me playing some music.
Wait, is it a rhythm
one of the-
game?
Are
or
you
is...
playing the Cantina song?
I wish I was able to. None of the notes seem to work. This is in, I think it's called Octo's Cantina. So it's all set in the Disney park kind of place, the Batu.
Oh.
So it's a lot, and a lot of it is actually the parts that you can't access at the park that you're seeing from like
Behind
a
the
railing.
bar.
So
Oh, okay.
literally behind the bar. So
There's no Imagineers to tell you can't go over there.
No, there's no stopping you, apart
Imagineers, is
from
that what they're called?
the size of your kitchen.
Is this, sorry,
but
Will, before we start, this came out in like 3 episodes or something, didn't it? I think.
This one came out end of September, and then there was a DLC that kind of just added an extra story. There was a Vader series that came out in 3 parts.
Yes, I remember that one.
Which is probably what you think of. This is kind of the Vader one was very like play with a lightsaber and like be near Darth Vader. This is trying to kind of be a bit more of a RPG is a very strong word, but you kind of there's a lot of things you can do. There's not really a linear path to it. So you start off in this cantina. And there's I'm trying to shut
And
the
you
damn
stay
door.
here for 12 hours.
Trying to close a fucking jukebox.
I'll take that. This is my billboard, Gus. This is I just need to shut the door.
Hey,
We're good.
I can see from your hand gestures how stoked you were to
amazing.
complete that task.
I loved it. I was so happy. So yeah, that's the park. Like that's kind of the area, the main proof area in Disneyland. And yeah, so there's kind of the setup of it. The Tales component is the barman that's gone is able to tell you tales that have happened in Batuu. So there's like a Jedi story, so that allows you to play with a lightsaber, or like something about C-3PO, so that inserts the kind of famous characters and lets you have adventures with them.
sure.
Okay.
But to get to that, he wants to make you drinks, and you have to go out into Batuu and find items to bring back to give him to like the ingredients for a drink to make. And then he's like, all right, you've got your drink. Let's get into the tale kind of thing.
Yeah,
right.
it's kind of
Right,
cute.
so there's like actually a video game, not just a park experience in your headset, in your living room, in your underwear.
Totally. And that's why there's no footage of me, because I was in just a singlet and very small shorts. 'Cause it's quite warm.
Star Wars shorts.
At least you got to spend
What-
time somewhere other than Tatooine. I feel like every Star Wars
I don't know,
experience
but
right
Batuu
now
looks
is
like Tatooine 2.0.
Yeah.
mossy.
It's
mossy
Tatooine with grass, yeah.
Yeah,
you
okay.
But it's quite good. There's lots of little mini games. It's very the VR sort of things that you do.
Yep.
Like, this was finicky as all hell. You got to like keep it on the red light for a long enough time for it to all open up.
gosh.
So hang on. So you went and
But
found ingredients for drinks, and then the mission that you go on, you play that mission as well, right? So that's not just a story.
Yeah, you're not
you
just
get to be
watching
in it.
something.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So this is on the path to getting to somewhere to get all the ingredients. I haven't actually done. I've watched a couple of missions, but I haven't actually done them yet. But yeah, there is the famous kind of Star Wars characters.
Yep.
For me,
right, okay.
Whoa.
Yeah,
the,
cool.
the thing that's really cool about this is actually the combat, and I'll try and find a bit where I'm like, I fail hard here. So it's really great blaster fire kind of stuff that was in the Vader game.
Did you just throw your gun?
He sure did.
You can throw a gun, yeah. This is I know what I'm doing now, so I'm prepped for this
You're
battle
pro.
because that blaster's only got a couple of bullets in it. So I've taken a
that's how
couple. These are the
blasters work.
Guavian. Annoyingly they don't. I've thrown up my droids. My
Laser
droids are
charge.
with me.
Yeah.
It's run out, so now I'm like, I don't know what I can do. The Guavian Death Gang from The Force Awakens are the thing that hunts you throughout the game, which is a fun little reference. Got no gun, but I killed a couple, so their guns are on the ground, so I'm sweet. So now I get to go like dual wield.
Does this
It's
so
a lot of
like the thing with, as you said, the thing with a
God,
lot of
VR is
VR
awful.
games is that they are less games. The things with VR is that they're less games and they're more experiences, or they're an arcade one and go experience.
Totally.
Like I saw this being advertised a while, and it was like, oh, it's got the promise of having Star Wars polish, both in like sound design and world design and stuff. Is it polished enough, or is it still like I'm playing a big piece of marketing material to go to Disneyland?
It's funny because it's doing everything that you like. I totally kind of expected a lot of the elements of the park to be in here, but it's everything outside of it. So
I was about to say,
it's definitely
does this
driving you to
make
be.
you feel like you want to go to Disneyland? I don't feel like they don't seem related to me. Like I understand
No,
that
yeah,
it's part of the Galaxy's Edge thing, but like if this is completely different to what you get there,
Yeah, it almost feels like it's almost something fun to do once you've been. Like it's not really something that drives you to want to be there.
Yeah, right.
It's good in its own right, and knowing what is there, it's like, oh, that's cool that they've brought in elements from it, but it definitely exists by itself. And being it's ILM X Lab, so it's like internal Lucasfilm kind of stuff.
That's
so
what
it
I
is
meant, yeah.
super polished, and like this took a little while. That's a health pack that you store on your arm. but it never really tells you how to use them.
It's never straightforward. Even when they come up with a cool way to do storage and health and navigation, you always still just stare at your wrist and go, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
What is that? Until you realize Trigger. Trigger will like break it open. It's like the little melons in Boba Fett. You can just kind of drink health.
And then duration-wise, is it a 1 hour experience and you throw up and you're done? Or is it like this is actually substantial? It's VR.
So yeah, this totally. Usually they're quite short. This is 2.5 hours, and that's people that are good at the game. That's what walkthroughs are. They're not people that are, drop the gun, Exhibit A. 2.5 hours for like this main experience, and then there's a DLC add-on that's like another half an hour, 40 minutes. So it's pretty decent. And like in terms of hitting all the Star Wars music, the voice acting is really good. Billy Monahan, I think that's the actor who pops up in quite a few things. He's one of the main characters that is talking to you constantly. So it's good fun, and it's I don't need to go to Disneyland. I can save a lot of money not needing to go on the Star Cruiser now that I've done this.
Yeah, but can you?
But
Man, you
also,
gotta get some milk.
you're going to do it. Come on, don't it's us, okay? It's family.
What? Is there anything on me that makes you think that?
Full screen, zoom.
It's true.
You're tiny.
Cool. Okay, good. And
you're covered in Star Wars.
And how much does this thing cost?
I think I got it during a 30% off sale, so it was like 20 odd, but I think it's around 20 to 30, so, kind of below average on a VR game, because usually they're a bit too much. This felt right for what it is.
So is everything with Star Wars attached to it. It's usually a little too much too. So I was meaning to play this when it came out, and I'm glad you have now, because I'm like, I don't need to.
So that is the games that we've been playing this week. That's Horizon Forbidden West, the Uncharted film, Lost Ark, Destiny, Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments, Cardboard Kings, Infernax, Second Extinction, and Star Wars
Tales from Galaxy's Edge.
Tales from Galaxy's Edge?
The Galaxy's Edge.
From the Galaxy's Edge. All right, cool. Now, before we go to our commercial break, my mother texted me. And said, whenever I watch Jason Bateman, I think you resemble him. You're a younger and much more handsome version. But I can always see a similarity, which I thought was nice.
That's interesting.
That's sweet.
That's not right, though. Yeah.
We'll be back after this short break.
Maybe with a competition.
We're playing.
Cool, that should be good.
All done? Yeah. Great. So we just saved them in a folder marked patrons, and so for that one it would be Mason, not Nathan.
Cool, Nathan.
No, tricky. I can see what happened there. It's Mason, not Nathan.
Cool, so Mason with an N, so Nathan.
I can't help but hear you say Nathan again. It is Mason. Mason is the fun one.
Nathan.
Let's go over this a few times. Okay, quick exercise. I'll say the word, you repeat it back. Mason.
Nathan.
Nope, Mason.
Nathan.
No, I'm thinking Nathan. Mason.
Nathan.
Nathan?
Nathan.
Ugh! Okay, Mason, not Nathan. Mason, not Nathan. Mason.
Nathan.
No, Mason.
Nathan.
Mason, not Nathan. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Nathan.
Mason.
Nathan.
Mason. Mason.
Oh, boys. Nathan.
Ah!
Nathan.
Mason?
Nathan.
No.
Oh. Nathan.
Wait, what?
What?
The thing you said before.
Nathan.
Fucking kill you!
Always remember, it's Nathan, not Mason. Oh my god! Hey.
That's BuriBuri, just before she drank the cordial and killed herself. That's shooting the wind. Holy shit! She looks like she's been cold. Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5.
It's a beautiful photo. It does look very midsummer. I love it. Well, it's just ridiculous.
Damn rude.
Well, I was fucking right, wasn't I? Amazing. Well done, BuriBuri.
Don't believe what they tell you. Those cults do have a sense of humor.
I'll tell you what. How long did it take her to make the thing? That's what I want
I
to know.
wouldn't say long. It looks like her apartment is full of adorned with flowers and plants, and I think
Do you reckon she's just regularly banging around in that?
I think she's got a lot of. She's a regular lawyer botanist, and I think she just grabbed something out of the pot plant and
Do you reckon there are lawyer botanists?
lawyer botanists.
Yeah, like plant lawyers. There must be. There must be.
Oh,
like,
there's definitely a plant lawyer.
Like, I make sure that you don't splice that with that because
Yeah,
my
yeah,
client
yeah.
owns that.
Oh, yeah.
kind of-
Yeah, there totally would
melon.
be. Mark Fennell's chili show.
What?
What was that? Mark Fennell's chili show.
What, became
details.
sentient and became a
details
plant
required.
lawyer?
Come on.
Hot ones?
No, Hot Ones is the thing where they eat hot chicken wings, even hotter
burns.
questions.
It burns.
It burns. He was talking about that. Someone broke into a farm and stole the seed from the hottest chili in the world, and
Yeah, right.
That's plant law.
That's plant.
They
law.
That's plant law.
That's bird law. That's plant law.
They stick the seeds under their tongue.
Rob plant.
BuriBuri says, rip half my garden. So there you go. She did rip up half her garden for
Well
that.
done.
But it was worth it. Well done.
Worth it for that one use of that laurel wreath. Is it a laurel wreath? That what you say?
You don't know what she did with it afterwards.
That's true. We may never see it again.
What are you implying?
She may have had a bunch of friends over
Yeah, for
where
cordial.
they could all stand in a
Cooked
circle.
up a bear.
Be nice to see it again. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay, right.
We're running
What?
a competition.
What the fuck are you on about?
I have no idea.
We're running a competition?
For Horizon.
What do you want her to do?
I don't know.
He's like, don't make me follow through on this. I had nowhere to go.
I had nowhere to go.
Okay, good. We are running a competition to be able to win a copy of Horizon Forbidden West, the collector's edition, and that competition is starting. Not right now. But I'll tell you what is starting right now. We did see a commercial.
What a tease, Nicholas. What a tease.
It's a tea.
We did see a commercial for the Back podcast there.
Sure did.
This week's episode of the Back podcast featured Australia's very own Jess McDonald, friend of the show, friend of us in real life, just friend. Just friend Jess McDonald.
Yep.
A great episode. Lovely having her on the show. And she did great. Next week, who knows?
Do we know?
Seriously, who
Have
knows? Who knows? Tell me.
I realize we're going to back announce.
I need to contact.
Well, I
Do you want, do you want, do you
We
want some
gotta do- we gotta
suggestions?
do-
yeah,
we
give me
gotta
some
do-
suggestions.
Let's let the lip readers have a crack at this one.
Okay.
Muting.
Oh, you did say that.
Unmuted.
Okay. PewDiePie?
You could hear.
Yeah. No, mute it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, mute it one more time.
Wait, okay, yep.
Oh, I really hope that was muted.
It was muted.
Thank God.
Good. Okay. Pocket League.
They're gonna watch the.
hell.
They're gonna
Oh,
watch
Pocket
the.
League.
They're gonna watch
Pocket
the VOD back, and they're gonna lip read, and they're gonna discover everything that you said.
Everything. Look at that sexy graphic.
No wave mode.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually good.
And we won't get.
It's
we
all
won't
motion
get-
track correct.
Yeah, tracking
That's the
happening.
important
yeah.
thing. Like,
and it has less things to be sued by.
That's true.
Yeah,
Very
Mac-
real
coming for us
skills.
with that one.
The Pocket League is brought to you by Jepp. It's a Jepp thing.
Sure
Steph,
is.
did you hear about a Jepp?
I did hear that, and then I heard the Jepp broke down, and so now Jepp is very sad.
Oh no, you should get your car.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought one, but I didn't buy Jepp. So
No.
Very foolish.
But I'll tell you what Pete and I have bought. A ticket to the winner's circle. Because both Peter Burns and Nick Richardson have had games come out in the last week that have scored, I'm going to say...
89s?
Wow.
What a back and forth. You two are a certified Abbott and Costello with that.
Yep, that's what they scored.
Sliding on in with a punchline.
So Horizon Zero Dawn and Total War Warhammer 3, both with 89s. Total War Warhammer, by the way, out at 7 o'clock tonight. It launched at 7 p.m. tonight. People could be playing it right now. It's on Game Pass. But
it is on Game
realize.
Pass.
Very excited about that. It's pre-installed at home. When I get home at 1 o'clock this morning, I'm sitting down and playing some Total War.
Oh, yeah.
Get Excalibur in there.
Game Radar Plus said of Horizon Zero Dawn, what Guerrilla Games has achieved here is nothing short of phenomenal. Story, gameplay, mechanics, the world itself.
Seeing all these headlines come out today.
We're all such an
and
improvement.
dying inside.
On the original game, which is
you could have been playing.
a feat.
Yeah.
Skill Up said Horizon Forbidden West delivers a world so full of discovery you cannot get lost in it. You cannot help but get lost in it. Such ferocity that you will never feel safe in it, and such beauty you'll scarcely believe a $500 console can produce it.
Not dying inside because I could have played it, but because this was on my draft last year.
True.
That's true.
And Stephanie Ben Dixon
And it got
of Back
delayed.
Pocket said it has photo mode.
It's not an Italian.
I did think this when I was writing it there, I was like, God damn, Horizon got such, damn it, Steph got such good. Oh no, wait, hang on a second, that's my game. Very exciting. And then Total War Warhammer 3, IGN said it's a fitting capstone to the trilogy. The story-heavy campaign and armload of exciting new factions lead Total War Warhammer 3 to victory. And Eurogamer said Warhammer 3 is Creators Assembly's most maximalist, chaotic, and arguably best game to date. But it'll ask a lot of you in return.
And the best thing about that is that I think it probably deserves that score, but the people who played Total War Warhammer 2,
Yep.
I was reading, I was on the subreddit, and it was just, they've
Furious.
changed all these things.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Why can't they just leave it alone? It's like, I don't know, to make it better and more approachable.
So that you can buy a new one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we did see that one of Pete's games got delayed,
Ooh, we've had an injury.
being pushed to
Big
2022.
hits. I don't
What
know.
are the rules?
Isn't that
Does he
what
have
this
to
is?
does he have to sub in immediately, or can he just sub in at the end?
No, he will sub in. Well, I mean, technically it's whenever,
Sub in
but,
one,
but
He's not getting up.
He doesn't get to choose between the two, does he? He has to
the
choose the
first
top
one.
one.
First
Yeah.
one.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
what's in for you? Pete?
Oxenfree 2.
Oxenfree 2.
I can't remember what LS means. Lost Stories?
Signals. Lost
Signals?
Signals.
Signals.
And then, of course, the other big news when it came to the Pocket League,
Sorry.
Martha is dead.
Yes.
Has been making some news recently because it has been censored. Because Sony,
It was
who-
trending at one point. And it was
yeah,
like,
because Sony, who were very
No.
nice to give us the Horizon Forbidden West collector's edition to give away on the show tonight. The competition is starting later. Are also cowards who refuse to let us cut our sisters' faces off.
I know. I saw a lot of
I've always
people were
said that
like,
about them.
Yeah.
Steph's going to have the last laugh because Martha is dead is trending. And I was like, no, this isn't good for me.
It's dangerously close to being cancelled. You're like, no.
Yeah. And then I saw a statement from the devs being like, the way that the game is made is how it should be played. And that includes,
That includes
cutting
the face off.
off the face of a child.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to judge whether it's going to be an effective moment or not.
Yeah. I'm
definitely going to be playing it on PC or Xbox because I want to cut a
Wait,
face
so,
off.
sorry, console version.
I say that all the time.
It's just play. I thought it was
just PlayStation.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah.
it's just Sony.
I wonder if that means is it going to be cut or
As a father, I support this decision.
sure? But are they going to narrative wise? Is it going to be like you now don't do it? It's a cut. It's a
Poor
cut
choice of
scene.
words.
It is now done for
slice.
you.
It said that it would only be a couple of weeks late for them to implement the changes that they
No,
need.
but
So
I'm
I don't
wondering
think they
what
have
that
to
change-
Whether
change.
you watch
Yeah.
it or it's
Because it sometimes comes down to
Yeah.
like the fact that you have to press a button to do it makes
You
it
literally
interactive.
do. You have to slice out. You have to cut it.
I'm pretty sure that I've read that they have to remove that whole
The scene, yeah, right. I'm saying whether or not just automate it and go, oh, now it's a cutscene.
Yeah.
But interesting. Yeah.
I think because again, I don't want to know too much about it because
Well, you don't know too much.
It is an it's
Well,
an
giveaway.
enigma.
It's in the title.
But I heard
She's dead.
But I heard that somebody mentioned that the there's like violence to young people.
Right.
That's
okay.
Oh, in addition to the cutting off the face?
Well, maybe
Well,
I think
no.
they- yeah,
Is it how old is the person whose face you're cutting
a
off?
child.
a child.
Yeah, okay.
That's probably the bit they're talking about. But you're saying it might allude to more like darker themes and more like, quite serious violence, and whether or not that's part of the
Arthur is
horror.
redacted.
No, I think it's more just if this has become a topic of conversation already and enough for Sony to censor it, I feel like then people will be like, why was it necessary to put this scene in there? And then I feel like that's going to affect the score, and then that means that I will do badly. That's all I care about.
I don't think that's.
I don't think it's necessarily the case. I think it's like it's totally fair enough that Sony want to censor that.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it.
But you're worried
Presumably
it might
they have,
send it down the path of like less people playing it more critically with the kind of.
I feel like if there's negativity like swirling around it now, it sets it on a bad plane of trajectory.
I think more people are going to play it.
Up every time for GTA. It came up with Hotline Miami 2. People love that game.
I think
different when you're cutting the face off a child.
No, I don't think so. Like it's context within the game. It's probably going to be a little aggressive for most people to stomach if it's getting censored, but maybe just the sheer act is, and this game's in Italian. There's going to be some dark shit.
You haven't played it. You're speculating.
I am speculating, but I don't think you should be necessarily be
He's trying to
thinking
buoy
negatively.
you.
I think
I'm trying to
it's
set my
generating-
expectations.
Sure, set your expectations. That's fine.
Well,
I think it's going to generate
out of this entire list, Mother is Dead, the ultimate wildcard. Cannot wait to see it.
Absolutely.
And we only need to wait a week. It comes out next week. We can play Mother is Dead on the show next week if we wanted to get that crazy.
I'm so who knew Martha is Dead would get so much excitement on this show?
And all thanks to you. This is amazing. Look what you've
There's a genre of Italian films called giallo, which is like specifically like those old slashing kind of like sort of novella from the like budget films from like the 60s and 70s and
creepy
stuff.
hospital
Which all that stuff, but has a lot of blood, knives, women. And a lot of them because they're like exploitation films. And I don't know if that's channeling this, but I'm like, oh, it's Italian. When you said that, I'm like, this will totally just be what they say. It'll be
so excited for
blood, knives, women.
It's usually it's bad things happen.
Like
to
women being
the
the
common trope with horror is that women get attacked.
I know what you meant, Gus. But God,
the internet?
God, you're strange. Okay, good. So that's Pocket League. Let's play the titles out so that everyone can regain their composure after. Oh, they're so good. Oh, the mic's live for this. The mic's live for this. Fuck, they're good.
There's nothing in here about women. I'm screwed.
Oh no.
Okay, good. And now let's just go right into another title sequence because it's time for a little.
Pete's party, yeah. It's Pete's party time. Party.
You're goddamn
I think
right.
of all the Pocketies, Pete's Pockety looks the most like him.
You're right.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
like you nailed it. You really nailed it.
Pretty damn close.
I didn't know you could make a square pocket on a pair of jeans.
Anthropomorphize your
look
husband in
like
a
my
piece of
husband.
fabric.
Yeah.
But I did
He's got a pretty square face, like in a good way. He's got a face like a pocket. He's actually got like the jaw that comes out here and then it does triangle down,
That's
just
true.
like Pockety. He's got Pockety's face. That's Pockety. You, if they made a live action Pockety film, they'd just cast you. There you go. Keep that subscribe.
Peter, tell us about the party.
Wait.
well-
This is brought to you by Nicrotex.
Pete's party time. There's always a game.
There is a game.
During a Pete's party.
Yeah.
And today we're playing an old classic. We're playing one that we've not played on the couch in a long time.
Are we going to play?
Are we going to play?
What the fuck did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me? Okay.
That old. What the fuck did you just say to me?
Yep.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Presented
Remember.
by Nicrotex for this one. And as is tradition, we read a tweet of Nicrotex. This is one
Of
from
course, yes.
February 16th. Nicrotex, who retweeted the story that Bioshock is being turned into a Netflix film, screamed in all caps, God, I'm so fucking horny for this. Bioshock is awful at times, but the aesthetic. I will correct him, and Bioshock is not awful at times. Bioshock's just a great game. But I agree, the aesthetic.
Yeah, and I think Bioshock beyond the first Bioshock
Oh,
game
that's true.
can be awful
Yeah.
at times.
I feel
It's on the first
Infinite.
gen, right?
Bioshock
Oh,
Infinite is one of the most overrated games ever.
But we are definitely...
It's the film on the first.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That one
And
gets
it's a
me
film,
wet.
not a series.
It's a film.
What the fuck did you just say to me is a game where Nick, Steph, and Gus will show off their lip-reading prowess. In order to obscure their hearing, they'll be forced to listen to, this is the old time I wrote
Fuck
this.
off, it's Kevin. I forgot.
Fuck off, it's Kevin.
Yeah.
Pete's Party theme at a truly excessive volume. Except it's actually Rock DJ by Robbie Williams.
Yes!
But you're not going to hear that, only they will.
Oh, it's just a treat for us.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Each contestant will have a 2-minute round, and the game's theme this time, last time was the top 100 games of all time. I'm not sure who made that list. This time we're doing Gaming Bolts, famous website.
Yep.
Worst 100 games of all time.
Oh, shit.
We might not get through 100 games, but that's what I've grabbed. That's the pool of games that I've...
Wow.
Are these games that we will know?
Yeah.
Some of them you won't know.
Okay.
Which makes it more difficult than
That's
last
true.
time. Because last time, if you could get 2 words, you might get all 3.
Say Mario something. Zelda something.
Here you'll get plenty of like words that you'll like go, oh, I recognize that, but I don't know what followed that.
Yeah.
They made a Mario Strippers. That was before Strikers.
Good save.
Nintendo, if you're watching,
Just Luigi on a pole.
I know he is the pole.
He is the pole.
Waluigi and Luigi are the poles.
That's so good.
Toad strippers.
And just a fucking Koopa Troopa spinning around.
Have you seen Jordan Resco's Wah Peach?
No.
Yes.
Wah Peach.
yeah.
It's-
Oh, does she dress? I saw
Yeah,
putting
she
makeup on
cosplay,
there.
Yeah,
Amazing.
she's created a Wah Peach.
All right, who's going first? Who wants to go first? Gus wants to go first.
Well, the headphones. are close to
Excellent
me.
t-shirt, Gus.
You just
that you're
wanted
wearing
that
today.
rock-
I wanted to
Excellent.
show the t-shirt off again. I
Excellent
didn't say who I'm
t-shirt.
wearing. I'm wearing myself.
There it is.
I love this t-shirt.
There he is.
And there's Nick OG Pocatelli.
Oh, there is.
So
Hey,
great.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
There's so much detail in there. It's so good. I love it.
I have to
I
pull
love
it up, but then if I do that, you'll zoom out,
Yeah.
and then suddenly I'll see my belly. There's Nick. Nick right on the neck.
There,
Yeah,
there.
beautiful.
Pocatelli.
Just beautiful. You comfortable? Everything back in?
Everything back in. Jesus. These already cut out so much. So you're the one mouthing it to me. I don't know what I'm yelling. It's already started. All
right.
And then if I don't like him, I can pass to one of you guys.
Yep.
Yep.
No
Yeah,
one's
we all
mouthing
have
anything.
different.
correct.
We have different mouths. So
I will give you a thumbs up if you
we
get
can
one
say
right.
words in a different way.
And Steph, you're gonna count how many he gets right.
Okay.
Okay? Gus? X-Men Destiny.
Ace Ventura?
X-Men.
Assman.
X-Men. X-Men.
Pete!
Helping him.
Ashman.
X-Men.
Assman.
X-Men Destiny.
Asthmatic.
X-Men Destiny.
Asthmatic dentist. No, pass.
Perfect.
Next
It's
one.
not fair. It's
Okay. William Shatner's Tech War.
Holy shit.
What?
William Shatner.
William Shatner's
Tech War.
Star War.
Tech War.
William
Tech.
Shatner's
Tech War. Tech.
Deck War.
Close. Tech War. Tech.
Shatner's
War.
Dick
No.
War.
Tech War.
Tech War.
Yes.
Shatner's
One.
Tech War.
All right. Way of the Warrior.
War of the
Way of the Warrior.
Way of the Warrior.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Virtuoso.
Virtuoso.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Hear me. Unlimited Saga.
I love your body.
Unlimited Saga. Unlimited Saga.
I love your body.
A little bit chunkier. Unlimited Saga. We're moving on. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
The Force Unleashed 2.
Star Wars. The Force has been a bit choky.
The Force Unleashed 2.
Fucking Star Wars Force Unleashed.
2. Transformers. Dark of the Moon. Transformers. Dark of the Moon. Transformers. Dark of
Dance
the Moon.
for me. I'm on the moon.
Nope. Pretty close. Transformers.
Transformers.
Dark of the Moon.
Transformers. Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon.
Yes.
The elation at which he says it. Transformers.
Dance for me, I'm on the moon.
Well done.
A little bit chunkier.
So
A little bit chunky.
it's
A little bit chunky.
I hope that was fun for everyone. It's a fucking party in there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having such a good time. I didn't realize, is everyone like, is it dead silence? Is it crickets? Is chat angry? And then I'm like, what's happening, guys? Fuck, that's lovely.
It's a
Dick war.
Dick war.
Dick war.
Dick war.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
How many did I get?
You got 5.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. You got 5 and you played like
Did I get something Warrior? I don't even know that game.
Way of the Warrior.
Is that a game? But so
Apparently.
like, yeah, okay. Asthmatic dentist.
Just adjusting them for the size of my head.
Okay.
Asthmatic dentist. How was your weekend? Talk, please. Oh god. Oh,
Steph, are you good?
I'm good.
Ass man.
Yeah. It's Rock DJ.
It's so good.
Such a great song.
All right.
Saturday.
Steph.
Does she need to restart that song?
It's all right.
The War Z.
The war sen.
The War Z.
The war said.
The War Z. The War
Wars 10.
Z.
I think she got it last time.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
Let's give you your half point.
Okay.
Yep. Half point. Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah. Too Human.
Are you into me?
I hope so.
Yes. Too Human.
Too human.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Dead or Alive Paradise.
Total Life Paradise.
Dead or Alive Paradise. Dead or Alive Paradise.
10th pole live. Paradise. Tent.
Dead or Alive Paradise.
Tent.
Moving on. We're moving on. Tent. The Contra Adventure.
Conquer the faction.
The Contra Adventure.
The culture and the chicken.
The culture and the chicken. The Contra Adventure.
The cock train.
No.
The Contra Adventure. The Contra.
The coal train and the vagina.
Next.
Next one. Ninja Gaiden 3.
Oh, you have to start the. Oh, it's starting again.
Yeah. We'll move to the next one.
Move it to a different one.
Tank.
Dance.
No.
Tank.
Sex.
Tank.
Sack.
Hang on, ready? Steph?
Yes, you can.
Steph. Tank.
Oh my god.
Die.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Die.
Tank.
Die.
Tank.
Psych.
Tank.
Psych.
Tank.
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 Steph's turning back and going, die. What? Tank? What's just? Okay,
That was so scary. Tank.
And you're like,
It was your face looked so angry.
that's an angry word. How'd you do?
2.5.
2.5. Not bad. Half of what he did.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. It's over.
Is.
It's over.
Oh,
It's
Too
over.
much teeth, guys. Can you restart the song? Because, oh, God, it's a banger.
tank pole and the cock train.
Wait for the groove.
All right, Nicholas.
Vagina. Yes. Good.
Are you set?
Gus, can you keep score?
Sure. Sure.
All right.
It's good.
Soldier of Fortune Payback. Soldier of Fortune
Soul of the foreskin.
Payback.
Soul of the forest.
Soldier of Fortune Payback.
Soldiers of fortune.
Payback.
Batman.
Payback.
Badman.
Payback.
Baghdad. Bang bang.
Payback.
Soldiers of fortune.
Payback. Payback.
Payback.
Payback.
Batman.
Half a point. 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 Half a point.
Bang bang.
Real steel.
Wiggles.
Real steel.
Real steel.
Real steel.
Real steel.
1.5.
Steel Battalion Heavy Armor.
Slip of the potato.
Steel Battalion Heavy Armor.
Steel Battalion.
Single potato.
Fuck you. Steel Battalion.
Steel of
Steel Battalion Heavy Armor. Steel Battalion.
no.
Silver Surfer.
Stop forever.
Silver Surfer.
Steve forever.
Silver
Silver. Silver.
Surfer.
Dolphin.
Surfer.
Dog for. Surfer.
Yeah.
Night Trap.
Christ's crap.
Night Trap.
That's crap.
Night.
Die. Die.
Night Trap.
That's crap.
Night.
Night. Crap. Night. Bat.
Trap.
Night. Mat.
Trap.
Night.
Trap.
Slap. Night.
Trap.
Trap. Night trap.
Yes.
Night trap. Rock DJ.
Robocop 3D.
Robocopter. Roll the blower.
RoboCop 3D.
Was that 2.5 or 3.5?
3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
Well done.
What was the last one?
Robocop 3D. And you said Robocopter. Close.
I like that. Now I know you can all hear it. I'm like, Steph, this one die. This one die. Oh,
There's one for you, Peter, but we'll all just pick random games.
You're just going to come up with shit?
enough
Yeah.
list that if we're scrolled to the bottom,
Yeah,
he won't
yeah,
know
yeah,
it?
yeah,
There's
yeah,
so
yeah.
many there, he won't know. So that's
How many did I get?
3.5. There's so many here that I'll scroll down.
I'm just going to pick, let's just pick random ones.
Okay, so Pete's pressing all the buttons. We're all listening so we can do one
What?
for him. You're right. You start it.
Eh? Timer. Timer.
Have you got some music? Music?
Yeah, I can't hear shit.
Superman 64.
Double bag of boo Triple bag.
Superman.
Cooper bag.
Superman.
Cooper.
Superman.
Trevor Mag.
Super.
Trooper.
Superman.
Starmer truck.
Superman.
Troop bag.
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah, okay.
Superman.
Desert bus.
Is they gonna bust?
Desert.
Is donkey.
Dessert.
Leap.
Dessert bus.
Desert bus.
Test bus. Desert bus.
Yes.
His face scrunched.
Miami Vice.
Miami Vice.
Yes.
Me, let me do one.
Aliens versus Predator.
What?
You go for it.
Aliens versus Predator.
Again.
Aliens versus
H-Force
Predator.
Mabraza.
Aliens versus
Steel
Predator.
Force. My bras
Alien
are clear.
Versus. Stop saying brazzers.
Breaking the broken.
Versus Predator.
Force
Aliens
breaker.
versus
40
Predator.
brass cars.
Aliens versus Predator.
I heard you then. Song in. Alien versus Predator, baby!
Yeah, take it.
Song starting. Go.
Home Alone.
Con Blood.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Hey!
Was that Home Alone? Yeah. Holy
Okay.
shit.
No, I've got one. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Course for Shane.
Conker's Bad
My
Fur Day.
Skane. Call
Conker's Bad
my Max
Fur
for
Day.
saying. Call Max for saying. Yep.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Oh, that's not a bad game.
Rick, Resident Evil 6.
Have you got itchy knickers? Was that right as well? Okay.
Not even close.
Oh my god.
Pete, you got 4.
Sick.
Have-
Pokemon did
Chat
you
says-
Have
Chat-
you got,
okay, so you got
have
3.
you got itchy knickers?
Start on the artwork of the
Oh
box
my
cover, guys.
God.
'cause
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Oh, that was so good. I saw someone in chat say 5, but the one he got, he actually heard.
That's true. Alien vs.
yeah,
Predator.
yeah.
Yeah, the song.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, fucking hell.
So it's amazing how everyone does it differently, but one of Pete's is to drunken slur things that aren't words and
yeah,
just go,
because it looks like you're eating drunken. I'm trying to match your
phonetically
mouth
what we
movement.
do.
Oh,
and go,
yeah,
hello,
yeah.
for blah, blah, blah. It's
I
like,
don't know. I probably
The thing
sound-
about it is, like, it's so fun to watch. And then when you put the headphone on, like, I get really panicky because I'm like, I'm never going to get one. This is impossible to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, it's so weird that you just go, how do people lip read?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Elsad 1000 says, mute your mics and let's guess. we should do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
One off the list?
yeah, I'll pick one off the
good.
list.
And
I
you can
did
do
see
close-up.
someone else suggested it as well. It's like old mate Dave or someone suggested that.
You can
before
do
as well.
close-ups
Yep.
of everyone too.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So are we still staying with the theme?
Staying with the theme, I'll pick a game from here,
Yep.
You can mute it and yell it to one of us.
and I'll do it first, and then you guys have all heard it, and then we'll move around, and you guys can all have a guess. And it's going to be a challenging one, and maybe when we'll give chat 2 minutes, it'll just be multi-word one.
Yep.
We'll give chat 2 minutes, and if you get a word correct,
Yep.
I'll unmute and tell you that you got that word correct. So then everyone working from that goes like, oh, we're working towards something like that.
Makes
Yep.
sense.
And I'll pick something obscure that most people will not have heard of.
And everyone, because of copyright reasons, we cannot play Rock DJ, but you have to play Rock DJ.
True.
Pete, I need my close-up.
yeah.
The only way this game works is if you play Rock DJ. So open Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, whatever you use. Put on your Robbie Williams cassette tape from Summer Fresh Hits 1997 or whatever. You have to play Rock DJ, otherwise the game isn't fun.
Move with the torso to the floor. So
Okay, all right. So people have queued up Rock DJ on YouTube or somewhere. You're starting Rock DJ in 5, 4,
No,
You can start. I'll still,
and it goes.
I'll still put the timer on there.
3.
I'll still put the timer on.
Okay, good.
Start.
Okay,
Get
cool.
that through
Put the
first
timer on.
four.
Yep. Okay. So just start playing.
Of the Dead is correct. Land of the Dead is correct. There is a subtitle.
Yeah.
Dr. Will's got it.
Well done.
Dr. Will's.
Next one.
Oh, shit, more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay. We'll do it. Yep. Jesus, there's a lot to jump. Someone got it. It was Ultimate 9 Ascension.
Nice.
Someone got it.
Well done.
But someone
Yeah,
got it.
you're right.
Someone got Ultimate Night
Jack
Extension.
got 2.
Quick, Pete, close up, quick.
Oh, shit.
Pokemon. Awesome.
Well done. 2 for chat.
Good work, everyone.
Done. If I don't know if we unmuted for it, but Steph did point out halfway through that Nick was specifically using his microphone for a muted segment.
Old habits die hard.
You may all stop rock DJing as well.
But
Or
yeah,
let it play out. Let it ride.
Let it go.
Let it ride.
I said this on stream a couple of days ago. Remember when Twitch just let you have music? Seems like so long ago, but how good that was of just being able to have like background music when you were streaming. It's not like you're not coming to me to listen to my music instead of listening to it on Spotify or whatever.
I remember I used to stream Sea of Thieves and I would play Ailstorm, like awesome, like metal, like pirate shanties. It was so
we could
cool.
just be fucking having Rock DJ and Robbie Williams top songs.
We could say,
All day, every day.
could we kick it?
If you're talking
Yes,
over
you can.
it,
We could back there. We could kick it. We could kick it back there.
Times. You can kick it.
Those are the glory days. The glory days of Twitch.
Yeah.
That was.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
We're in this song.
We are in this song.
What did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me?
I've heard this song come on and like ads for
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me? Okay.
That was What the Fuck Did You Just Say to Me?
A subsidiary of.
Pete's party, yeah. Pete's party time. Party.
Which is
In association
which
with-
is a conglomerate of.
Don't play fun.
Hey!
Damn, that's
Oh, we sold out.
what a cool show.
Back
What a cool
pocket.
show.
I liked. That's not my robot in chat. Said the Australian Spotify team. Why did like 300 people suddenly play Rock DJ at 9:15 p.m.? Okay, that takes us to our second ad break. After which there'll be a competition.
Oh,
Yay!
To all 1,016 of you watching right now, Lemon Llama, particularly you, Bear Man, yes, and thank you for your sub earlier. People are so excited about this fucking game. Let me tell you about the fuckwit that is Baron Murdoch.
I think I'm coming in as a 29-year-old or something. When we're next at PAX, I'm pinning all of you to the floor between my legs. Carrie Miranda. Is the one that lives in London now? Okay, so we may make it out of this phase. Or that might just happen. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Here at Boxwell, we can box whatever you want. You got something that needs a box, we'll have the box for that thing. We can put books in boxes, pillows in boxes. I've put tins of black beans in boxes. One time I put 32 VHS copies of the film The Boxer in a Boxwell box. Basically, you bring it in and we'll box it. Well, because we're Boxwell. Last week a lady came in with a wooden box and she asked me to put that box in a Boxwell box that was bigger. She didn't think I could put a box in a bigger box, but I sure as hell did. I put that box in a bigger Boxwell box and I showed her and she fucked right off. Put a body in a box. Yeah, boxed a couple of bodies, yeah. No, not at work. Not at work. Yeah, Boxwell boxes are the best quality boxes money can buy. So in order to protect that box, every time we box something in a Boxwell, we make sure to put that Boxwell in another box to protect the Boxwell box from being damaged by other shitty home brand boxes. No one takes boxes more seriously than us, not even Michael B. Jordan. Little box joke there for all you box lovers. Michael B. Jordan, of course, Michael Box Jordan to his friends and family, of which I am one. I know him. So when you need it boxed well, use a Boxwell, because no one boxes boxes like Boxwell.
Definitely playing the game of the year, Martha is Dead.
I finish it. You can stream it.
You know it's in VR?
Sure will. It's in Italian.
Marta è morta, Marta è morta, il gioco dell'anno. Non parlo italiano, ma sono sicuro che Marta è morta, sì!
See.
Bellissimo.
Muso for hire.
Oh my god.
I mean, just
good.
beautiful.
It's so good.
The rhyming in Italian as well. Oh,
Marta
just
è
gorgeous.
morta.
Oh my god. Muso for Hire and BuriBuri knocking it out of the park today with the word from our sponsors.
So funny.
I'm so happy that the word from our sponsor segment is slowly just morphing into the world's biggest in-joke.
Yeah.
Just, oh.
So good, especially
God.
because like we thought it was such a good idea when you came up with it, and I feel like it took a while for it to kind of get going. But now the gold that is coming
God,
through
it's
is
so good.
So good.
amazing.
Christ.
Of course, everyone can still submit them. I think there's a link in Discord we might have put up recently to the Google Sheet where you can send it in.
I think I saw Ben saying that he wants to make that easier to find or something.
Yeah, so we might
Ben's gonna
circulate
make it
that
easy
again.
to
But
because anyone could submit one. When we started, it was like behind a tier, but then we're like, people have fun.
That's dumb.
Let people have fun with
Music for Hire is like, I'm not writing music for that.
Yeah.
Paying to write music. I'm doing it myself. And again, such good work.
Amazing.
Such good
And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be funny.
Doesn't need to be that
doesn't-
good.
It doesn't have to be anything specific.
Yeah, it could be you filming a box of cereal, and then you just say cereal, but you say it in Italian.
You know that's next week's now.
Bad Jenny Blee. I'm so sorry. There's definitely a sequence that those letters are meant to be read in that I didn't quite hit. Yes, it's open to anyone.
Yes, Bad Jen. Yeah, Bad Jen.
Bad Genebly.
Yeah,
Badginably. Badginably? Badge?
Badge.
No.
Badge. Badge Nibbly. Badge Nibbly.
Badge Nibbly.
Yeah.
Heaps better.
Sometimes
Yeah.
usernames are like, is this a joke
Badge
about
Nibbly.
China's,
Good
or
God.
is this?
We got there. We got there before we read it, though. We got there.
Okay, good. Okay. So thank you to Amira1012, Muso for Hire. Of course, we saw Boxy. Boxy, we see you in the chat as well right now. We love your commercial as well. And an ad for the Game Club. The plan at the moment, should I say the plan at the moment?
Yeah, of course.
Game Club discussion is going to be happening next week for Sifu. So we're going to be breaking down Sifu next week, which means we need to get cracking on a new game for the Game Club. And Angus, you are taking the lead this month. What game do you want to play?
Tarvanax. What was the name of it?
Oh my God,
Infernax. Infernax.
No, I will be jumping on to play Horizon. So Horizon Forbidden West launches tomorrow. It's going to be the Game Club game for the next month. It is a big game by all accounts. So we're getting started early. I'll be streaming that hopefully tomorrow, and then subsequently numerous streams come after that.
It's so big. Steph's had it since the 25th of January. And still
Exactly.
hasn't
She's
finished.
just got. She's only entered her name.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's what I'm going to be
fun
playing.
there
But we
is.
will, as Nick mentioned, be doing the wrap up in next Thursday's show. So we'll do
Sifu.
Of Sifu, yeah. Just going to slam my way through Horizon, really speed run the story there. But yeah, we'll do the Sifu one next week, and then it'll be streams of Horizon the whole way through. I'm really pumped. I never played the original, so I'm going to need you guys there to help me through. I'll watch a recap video, but I'm going to forget characters' names. I'm not going to know the lore. I'm not going to know machine names. You're going to have to be there to help me through. But it's going to be fun regardless.
And for those who missed the announcement, we are not doing a standalone Game Club stream anymore. We're going to do our wrap-up thoughts in our Thursday night show. And if you come around, you'll have an opportunity to get a journal, and a mug, and Horizon Forbidden West.
There you go.
We're giving away next month's Game Club game, and it'll be for Horizon Forbidden West.
Aren't
We're
we
giving away a copy
also
of the game
giving
next week as
away
well.
a Horizon prize tonight?
I don't remember hearing anything about that.
No, I don't know anything about a competition. I thought that already happened.
Did it?
Yeah.
Top Stitches.
We are giving away a copy of that. Lammy said, do I call in sick to work tomorrow so I can get Horizon in the morning? You could do that, or you could enter this competition right now that we're going to run and win a copy, thanks to PlayStation Australia, of Horizon Forbidden West, the collector's edition. This is the fancy statues, digital editions, extra item of clothing, cool box, cool case. There's an art book, all sorts of awesome stuff in this.
In-game skins.
In-game skins.
In-game skins.
That's what I'm there for. So a massive thank you to PlayStation for this to give away to the Pocketeer family. How do you enter it? Well, we're going to do a Nightbot roll right now for the game. And to enter, you need to use the code word forbidden.
Forbidden.
It is right. Forbidden. Do they need an exclamation mark forbidden? Is that how
It'll
we do this?
be. Oh.
You don't have to,
no,
but
they
I
don't
think-
need to.
You don't need to?
You
They
don't
won't
need
need to.
to.
It'll
Okay,
be
cool.
whatever the mod's set up.
Whatever the mod's set up. So the word forbidden is the code. When you are allowed, you type in the word forbidden in chat, and then Nightbot is going to pull all those, do a random lucky dip, and one person is going to walk away with this collector's edition, which Sony are going to ship directly to you. Airdrop that bad boy right into your lap.
Ready, set, go.
Well, they're still in emote only.
They're
And
still in emote only?
Argon says mods. I got this.
I have this. Do not
But he also
stress.
said on Slack, what the fuck is this, lol?
Interesting.
So,
Oh no, he's
but
talking.
he's just running to the thing that you typed in the thing, which is a reference to another.
Yeah,
thing.
Ben. I wrote Ben.
It's on. It's on. It's happening.
It's happening.
Forbidden. Use the word
Forbidden. It's happening.
Forbidden.
And while that's happening, Ben, to explain, I wrote that. Ben is very confused because there's a very cryptic message in this. Like, I wrote that as a reminder of what I want the next commercial to be. So I need to write that commercial, but I wrote down that sentence.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What the fuck is this?" Which does not make
Fair
any
enough.
sense.
Makes no sense. All right, we're keeping.
We've got a lot of people. We've had a lot of Forbiddens written, and we also have had heaps of first-time chatters saying Forbidden.
Oh, amazing!
Welcome. People want that game.
Hello, everyone. They do. They want that game. They don't want to.
They want to get a game. They want to leave and never see the show again.
Exactly.
Good thing you dragged it out so long, Nick. You kept him on a hook for ages. Well done.
I'm a professional.
Shall we listen to Rock DJ?
Shall we roll
Let
it?
this ride out for the next 2 minutes.
There's still some coming in.
Still new ones coming in.
Seriously,
Yeah.
you've never been here before, and you want to?
Hey, question. Would it be a dick move if I entered?
Yes.
Well, it would be a dick move. Yeah.
Yeah. You already entered, didn't
Would it be
you?
a dick move if Beck entered?
And Banjo.
Yeah, Banjo and Elkie.
Do they all have
Big Trep.
Do they all
Big
have
Trev loves this
Twitch
one.
accounts? You have to like make those accounts real quick.
All right.
right.
The voting is going to end in 3, 2, 1.
No more bets.
Cut it, Ben. Cut it.
Done.
You're going to have to find who did it.
Here we go. It's
We're
gonna
going to see a
move
winner
fast.
pop up and it's going to be gone.
Ready?
Ice Master.
Congrats,
831.
Ice Master 83. Ice Meister.
Ask Master.
Ice
No.
Meister.
Still playing the
How
game?
do you know Ice Master
No, that's
won?
Maiden Mew said congrats, but is Maiden Mew full of shit?
Yeah.
We missed it.
No, it's not there. It's not there yet.
Ben will tell us in chat.
Ben,
Or Ben
hopefully-
will tell us in
'Cause he
Slack.
gets it sent, right?
Ben has it in the Nightbot, yeah.
Well, we can turn off emote chat too, I imagine.
Oh, poor Ice Master. Totally freaked
I
out
know.
there. I feel
Maiden
so
Muse
bad
is
for
probably
Ice
saying
Master.
congrats because they graduated.
No, it was Ice Meister. It was Ice Meister 83.
I'm pretty sure I saw it come up. It comes
Yeah,
up in the
sick.
chat with a thing.
Oh, well done,
so
Maiden Muse.
good.
Eyes of a hawk.
Well done, Ice
was
Meister.
quick. Well
You
done.
have won yourself
Congratulations.
Horizon
Yeah.
Forbidden West.
Show 'em what
the
they won,
collector's
Peter.
edition.
There it is.
You know what I was going to say? I felt so bad that if it wasn't Ice Meister, I was just going to buy a
We
copy of
buy
the
a
game for Ice Meister to have.
Oh, wow.
Totally.
It was like that season of Australia's Next Top Model where the Sarah Murdoch announced the wrong winner.
That's right. Yeah.
Live.
And they gave the Oscar to what was the film?
Warren
Moonlight.
Moonlight.
No, La La
No,
Land.
La
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 Land.
Land, but it was actually
That's the one. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Guess I'm calling in sick tomorrow then.
So Ice Meister,
Emma.
Big Ben is going to be in touch with you to just get your information, your shipping info. We'll pass that on to PlayStation, and they will send that off tomorrow to you, so that you can get that as soon as humanly possible to enjoy that. So congratulations. Thank you, everyone who entered the competition, and a massive thank you to PlayStation for giving us that to be able to give away to you guys as well.
So thanks for everyone for sticking around, but I mean, we provided the entertainment.
Oh my god, the
they should be
content was
thanking
so
us.
good. The content was so good.
Well, I would say possibly.
They should be thanking us.
The best episode we've ever done.
Oh, potential. Well, that's what I heard.
Definitely in the realms of the best.
In the realms.
I like how you took over the role of the heel there, where you're like, yeah, they should be thanking us. It's like, oh, wow, it's like looking in a voice mirror.
Partially a visual mirror too, let's be honest.
And speaking of people who are just like me, let me talk to you about local community hot boy Nicrotex, who did 4 streams for us over the holiday break and messaged me a couple of days ago and was like, hey, I want to see those streams.
It's been long enough since he's not embarrassed, but that thing of going, I don't want to watch that back. Now he's like, I'm curious. I want to go back and watch them.
God
again.
damn, I did a good job.
Yeah, I did a damn good
such
job.
a good
Came
job.
up with clever games, had on great guests,
Yep.
had a very frightening title segment of Nicrotex and Friends. I never want to see that again.
That's true.
Well, you're going to.
I want to see it again.
All right, well, you can.
So we're going to put those up on the channel because they weren't on the YouTube channel. So they're going to go up on our YouTube channel, those 4 episodes, 1 a week on Sundays. So on God's Day, you can enjoy Nicrotex.
He rested, but Nicrotex.
Nicrotex.
He worked hard.
He was raging. So they're going to go up once a week for the next 4 weeks on Sundays. So you can enjoy those on our YouTube channel.
Pocket Pals.
youtube.com/backpocketvids.
Is what it's
Pocket
called.
Pals.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I was going to say around that, we were talking about
Dolphin
Nicrotex.
Pants
You
says
said something.
heck yes.
YouTube channel.
Get to relive
Something about
come,
being the
and I
best
don't know
show
what
we've
that
ever
means,
made.
but I'm sure that
But now it seems to be falling
the
apart.
streams that
We live in
Nicrotex
Italian.
did
We were
are totally
this close to great.
clean and not something that would talk
were
about come ever.
almost
because
sure.
that's not the
Made a
Nicrotex
Death
I
I was
know.
thinking about the best episode and then looking in some sort of mirror.
there.
That's my
So-
Ben Mendelsohn.
Don't
Something
quite
about
remember
Like my Ben
what the
Mendelsohn?
thing I was
Not
supposed
really.
to say.
Crazy
We were
if you to
this
suggest
close
that would be
to greatness.
the
I remembered it.
topic of conversation ever.
Nicrotex, and now this is a little behind the scenes because I'm actually telling you this live on the show, which normally doesn't work out very well.
No.
Oh.
This is ruining what was the
Is this
best
personal
episode
information?
ever.
No,
For it to tank.
but this is Nicrotex related, which is Nicrotex sent me another message and said, so we'll need to figure out something for this. Just opening up the thing. He said that a couple of months ago, he said this to me. Now he reminded me. He got the Horizon Zero Dawn board game.
Oh, that's right.
And he bought it like on Kickstarter or like whatever, pre-ordered it. It came. He has moved house. He moved house since then. He does not have room to store it.
Because he has a lot of board games already, I understand.
Yes. It is like 10 boxes. And it's literally like $1,000 worth of board game. Look at that.
Why is it 10 boxes?
Like,
are they expansions?
It was insane.
I don't understand. But like that's one normal board game box. So Pete, I don't know if like the thing in the middle is one normal board game box, and then the rest of them are all like in a box. There's like 10 boxes.
Are there different versions of it?
I have no idea.
Are they like? I mean, I sometimes.
What's the deal with all the boxes?
What's the deal with all the boxes, Hot Boy?
Clarify.
mate.
Come on, Hot Boy. Why do you have all these fucking
Come on.
What's going on, man?
Are
Did
they
you
all
accidentally
part of
go
one
by-
game, or are they different versions of the same?
We were this.
They're all
close
the
to-
expansions. Shut up.
So anyway, he said that
they're all the
he's
expansions.
gonna-
He just said
Right. Okay.
Okay.
How do you have 9 expansions to a game that
it hasn't come
that
out
only
yet?
just came out? Anyway.
Thanks, EA.
Also,
yeah, you did make it through the night.
Yeah.
But he wants to give it away, so we got to come up with a thing to give that away. So maybe we can do that next week. Like come up with some competition.
yeah,
Even just a Nightbot roll again or something next week. But if you want more fucking board game, then literally someone who loves board games is like, there's too many board games. Then you
also,
can
you know the faces around a table of the people that when you or you might be making those faces when someone at a party brings out a board game.
Yeah, it's called a
and
B face.
It's like how heavy the clunk of.
Is that a sex thing? Nick, is it a sex thing?
Nick, are you doing a sex thing to the microphone?
That's a sex thing.
Just swallow it. Why?
Ah, that's a sex thing. Gus?
I don't know anymore.
You all laughed like you knew what it was, and now we're putting you on the
it's
spot.
thrown me. No, when someone drops a board game at a party, it's either like everyone's like, yeah, that's going to be fun. But the heavier it is and the more it's like there are pieces and rules, everyone's like, oh, God, how long are we going to be here? Imagine being the person who does that and then subsequently 9 more times goes, we're going to need a bigger table. It's like, oh, fuck. So, yeah.
Imagine the Jaws board game.
Risk losing all your friends or playing that alone, but we'll come up with a contest that's fun.
She's looking up B face.
I know, she's going to be...
Yeah. It's not a thing. I just like
just
you know
fun
how
to get your
O-face
reaction.
is an expression? Then that's the face you make when a board game comes out that's B face. Oh fucking Christ.
Is it a sex thing?
No, but I literally just Googled B-face sex.
B-face sex thing is what she said.
And post show? Post show?
Oh, okay, yeah, post show. Yeah, definitely. Because the first one is definitely.
Everyone has access to the internet and could look it up, but I highly recommend you stick around to the post show for us all to get actual reactions.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Okay, so there we go. That's it. That's it for the show. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. If you want more Back Pocket content, we are here every Thursday night, every Monday for the Back Podcast. We're streaming through the week. Gus is going to be streaming Horizon Zero Dawn next week.
Damn right.
When he's not streaming, I'm going to be streaming Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. You can head to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at BackPocketVids. We're on all those things, and you can consume our content there. You can head to our Patreon at patreon.com/backpocket to become a supporter of the community. We thank you so much for all of the unbelievable generosity you show us every single month. Without you, literally the show would not happen. And I mean that not like not how kids say the word literally. Literally, we would shut it down. We would sell everything in here. We would get rid of the studio. We do not need the kind of overhead that this provides. We can run our business from home. We do 90% of the time. It is because of you guys that we go, no, you know what? We're going to do this every single week, and we love doing it. So thank you so much. It's a dream.
Congratulations to Ice Meister for winning the Horizon Zero Dawn pack.
Exactly.
Very exciting.
And we'll send you that. And when you get it, if you could take a picture of you and your B face with that box, that would be fantastic to be able to send to us. But of course, we love all our patrons. A big thank you to our top stitchers. First of all, thank you to our mods: Gat, Syntax, Error, Kit, Carnage, Liz Dahlia, Sithcat, Phoenix, Align, Disturbed, 778, Jax, Caboose, and What the Shark. Thank you very much for helping tonight run as smoothly as it possibly could. I really do think it's our best show ever. And a big thank you to our top stitchers. You know who you are. Oh God, I really need to rewrite this. Psych! I did! What? Set your expectations very low.
Hang on.
Set your
your
expectations
butts.
very low. But big thank you to our special top stitcher patrons. To paraphrase a Christmas claret, get down on your Oronishis and tell me you love me. That's a Home Alone 2 reference. He hates when you call him Nathan, and do not call him Shirley. It's Mason, not Nathan. Slow Pong. He's the man who literally sued God and won? We never found out how that went. It's Agarash. Hey, Avexia, want a raid tonight? It's Backpocket's very own community hot boy. It's Nicrotex. Nobody puts Boxy in a corner. It's Boxy. We should call him the Coastal Cutie. It's Coastal City. Vegabus, paid for and sponsored by the We Like to Party Party. A Timothy, B Timothy, C Timothy. Okay, we don't have time for all this. Z Timothy, it's Timothy. Give me a J.
J.
Give me an E.
E.
Give me a PP.
PP.
What is the spell?
Jet.
No, J-E-P-P.
J-E-P-P.
Evil Spy Boy, I still need to talk to you about the table. Evil Spy Boy, I'll talk to you about the table. Freyham, more like Friendham. Okay, I've literally written here, I'll work on that one. We Are Robots, ironically seems to be a business making human handmade controllers. What's that about? It's BuriBuri. I've taken legal advice and been told to skip all BuriBuri references in this segment. Please contact my lawyer if you need more information. My lawyer is BuriBuri. Okay, that's just bait. That's just fucking bait. That's what that is.
I love it.
That's just bait, BuriBuri.
So good.
That's bait.
Oh yeah.
That's bait. Wait, the Kool-Aid guy.
The Kool-Aid guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's bait. That's Dream PC. PC's dream of electric sheep? I certainly hope not. Oh, Toxichalk. Sorry, Toxichalk. Don't stop him now, cuz he's having such a good time. Donating to Back Pocket.
He's having a chog.
He's having a chog. I wrote that one last week, but I'd only just written it, and I was like, that's good.
It's still fresh.
And then Dream PC. Do PCs dream of electric sheep? I certainly hope not, because that would mean they have feelings and memories, and I just leave mine downstairs most of the day by itself, and oh God, I have to go home and hug my computer.
I turned mine on.
Oh, I turned mine
I
off.
bet you do.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Top stitches.
You know, I see some podcasts and they like go through their sort of like, producer tier style, like our top stitches. They just say the name.
Do you know what I've seen?
As
The one where
opposed
they
to,
just do a chunk of a wall of white text goes up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do people do that thing from the Itchy and Scratchy movie where they pause it and go, there I am, and like look for their name?
I hear that's why Lindsay Ellis quit YouTube,
Yes.
because there was so much anger around just the text scroll.
There you go.
Wow.
You're not sure whether I'm serious or not.
What's
you're,
the
you're,
I'm
you're
going
playing
to look
very
it up
safe.
after.
What's the alternative
Really,
when you
Nick?
have that
Hello,
many
hello,
names, though? Do you devote an hour to the end of the show?
Yeah.
Like if Back Pocket got that big,
Yeah, we'd just make a special
How?
episode each week. We would do a post show, and it would just be reading out the names, and I would spend a day rewriting it every week.
We literally have the names of all of our patrons on the screen.
We do it slowly. You don't have to pause that.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying. Avexi
about-
says, no, I much prefer being mocked.
he does. He does, but also because it's a sex thing.
Yeah. He really gets his B face on.
Ooh,
it.
That's his M face.
Marisol?
Mocked.
What?
But Marisov is accurate, yes.
I was like, you don't know that because you don't raid with us, and you wouldn't know that Destiny is
That he
something
likes to get
that
stepped on by Marisov.
provides
does he?
Avexia
Yeah,
with
yeah,
his greatest fantasy, which is to get stepped on by
Yeah.
Marisol.
His car is an abomination.
You would
of
know that, Nick, if you
porn.
played games with us more. If you played Destiny with us more. If you joined our Discord.
I say we should have a
Destiny's
board game
Child.
night.
Do you listen to anything I say? The whole first half of the show. Steph, I want to play games
But
with
I
you.
don't believe it.
You've actually...
Because I've been burned too many times before, Nick.
fair.
Too many times.
I'm an enigma. Okay. Stick around for the post show presented by Friend Ham. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll be back with more of this next week. We love you.
Finish with your B face.
Okay. Know what we're doing.